7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
The Zacho syndrome, I'm telling you, I'm like, well, holy shit, that was crazy. Wait for it. Thick and slick.
All right, what is up, everyone? Welcome to the newest episode. Yeah, we're already messing
Starting
up here.
off with a bang here.
I am taking Travis's job tonight and hosting for you guys, at least a little bit. I told him that his job is easy, so we're gonna try to figure it out.
Well, you screwed up like the third word in, so we're starting off good here.
Yep, we're starting off great. So, welcome everyone. We are on show 169.
Giggity.
Giggity goo. Yep. We are here and presented by TLR Coatings. Been here with us from the start. And also on board with us tonight is Premier Custom Trailers. Do you need a trailer? Commercial or residential? Premier Custom Trailers has what you need. They work with the best manufacturers in the industry and specialize in all your trailer needs. Sales, service, parts, or rentals. They do it all. What do you think about that, Justin?
It's nice.
That is nice.
I get my trailer in August.
You get your trailer in August?
Yeah.
Yep. Travis is picking up a trailer. You should too. They are at premiercustomtrailers.com, located 5 minutes south of Kalamazoo on US 131 in Schoolcraft, Michigan. They put the custom in customer service.
You're doing well so far.
You
Keep
get
going.
that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, you're doing great.
Also
Keep going.
on board, our newest show sponsor, Golf Clap. BC.Pizza on board with us. Thank you to Pizza Patrol Justin over here. So thank you, Justin. Get yourself some BC Pizza if you are in the Michigan area. Have you guys spread into different states yet?
We have one in Georgia.
Georgia?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep,
So
it's like-
Georgia listeners out there, go to BC Pizza, mention Justin Hartzell from Plainwell, Michigan, and you will get a discount.
That's fake news.
If somebody makes it to the Georgia BC Pizza, I'll be shocked. So that's why I threw that out there.
I mean, maybe. We got people all over, bro.
Yeah, well,
I like it.
take a
What's the
picture.
song?
Take a picture, send it in.
Hose.
So also
I got
on board.
hose.
Also on board,
Okay.
JT Cycle out of Battle Creek, Michigan. I personally know these guys for quite a while. I used to work there myself. Gas, Husqvarna, Suzuki, which is kind of fizzling out. Echo Lawn Equipment, Gravely Lawnmowers.
See, this is way better because you know all the shit they have. I don't know this.
Yeah, they get you taken care of in all realms. If you want to trim up the side of your track, for instance, get yourself a weed whacker and a dirt bike all in one.
DeWalt cordless.
DeWalt's junk.
As there's a DeWalt on the table right now.
Works
Yep.
pretty good for me.
Yep. So JT Cycle out in Battle Creek, Michigan. Give those guys a ring if you're looking for a Husky, gas, woods, trials, beta. Forgot about beta even. A little bit of everything over there. So check those guys out. And then also on board with us is the Dirt Bike Depot. The dirt-bikedepot.com.
Look at him go.
He's doing good.
Yep. So if you're looking for gently used equipment, go ahead and get over to the website there. Tech 10s, old pro gear, even for our collectors out there like myself who like to collect some jerseys.
Did you
and
buy
stuff.
a Time Master Pool gear set?
I did not see that one, but I did see all the Bowers ones that people jumped on. So
No, I didn't see the Bauer stuff. He had all the Master Pool stuff from last year on there.
Some Star
last
stuff?
week. Yeah.
wow, I wish I would have saw that. I probably would have scooped one maybe. But
It might still be there. I'll check. Just keep
Okay.
reading. I'll
Well,
check.
For all you jersey collectors out there, I know Brad Russell, I think, is the jersey collector that watches the show.
Oh boy, you're gonna ask me, and I don't
think
know.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
I believe it's Brad. He's got an awesome collection. So if you want to check out some of his stuff too, yeah, it'd be cool to go over there and like do a walkthrough of his collection. I think that shit's cool.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, again, thank you guys for those that are supporting. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, interact with us a little bit, because you know what it is. Sharing is caring.
And
Growing is showing.
Growing is showing.
We got to get that on a shirt.
Yeah,
We should.
So, like, subscribe, comment. It helps us, and ultimately it helps you. Helps us bring you good stuff.
Helps you, helps us, help you.
It's a domino effect.
It is.
That's what
it's
is.
just actually like a domino effect of a revolving door.
Yep. So if you don't want to support us on YouTube, we are also on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, my favorite, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. So
And TikTok coming soon.
and maybe some TikTok action coming soon.
We need some help with that. So if anybody's interested,
Yeah.
For the guy that applied for that already, I don't have TikTok, so I couldn't look at it, and Cole hasn't looked at it yet. So we're working on it.
yeah,
we're not
I-
ignoring you. We're just working
I
on
would
it.
like to do it. It's just like I said, it's a lot of work for
It is.
for some of the other stuff that we have. We're not doing this full time or whatever.
There's
More
a
people-
Marshall Welton jersey on here now.
Is there?
Ooh, from
Yeah.
Canada?
Michigan's own.
PC Cowie? I don't know.
Oh,
if it's
from
a-
Canada.
Oh, okay.
And then,
Canadian
there's
Cowie.
still some Bowers stuff on here, too.
Is there? Mm-hmm. So
Oh, never mind.
Right
The
into
Welton jersey's out of stock.
okay.
The
Well-
Bauer, there's still 4 sets of Bauer gear.
Kaite Laboca. Let me finish up here.
All right, dude, keep talking. It's fine.
Feels good having some authority.
It's fine. Just keep going.
Yeah,
some
that's
authority over
it's
here.
not going to last long.
So speaking, we'll hear what the people say. Maybe they're going to be.
Maybe
like-
they want you to.
Yeah.
Oh well,
we'll
yeah.
let the people
That'd be a nice
speak.
change.
Oh, nice change. We already got one on board here.
Don't look
Rude.
at me.
I don't care. I'll be the asshole who just sits here and gives his opinion and then leaves.
Yeah.
You can set the gear up, too.
Yeah. So
That's a good point.
while we're on the topic of social media, TikTok, follow us on Instagram. Travis has been up in the game there a little bit, sharing some cool videos,
Doing my best.
doing the best. Again,
Living my
over
best
there,
life.
comment, interact with us. And then on Twitter, Twitter's been a little dead lately. I'm just out on Twitter lately. But once the season fires back up, I'll be Twitter tweeting from the race, and if I'm not live, it'll be the day after. So
2 weeks, boys and girls.
2 weeks. So
Me and Justin over here sweating our balls off trying to grow this, and you're just over here dicking around.
I tweeted like 2 things out this week, and they got more hits than anything.
All
So
right, well, fine. All right. Well,
the growing is showing.
there we go.
It is showing.
And also, once the motocross season gets started, we're going to be bringing another podcast to you guys.
And I will be on board with that one.
And Justin will be on board, so it'll be good.
Yep.
It'll be a lot more fun.
Yep, be back to doing that.
Yeah,
back to schooling you both outdoors.
I'm going to paddle your asses. Don't you boys worry.
I don't know. I like having Justin in my back pocket because he follows the amateur guys a little closer and
Yeah,
quicker.
you see that?
And
You
whatever.
see that? Yeah.
Paddle that ass, baby.
Yeah,
Don't
we'll
you
s-
worry.
We'll see, buddy.
So
I
yeah,
hope you like it rough.
Yeah, if you like some shit talking. Giggity. 169. Show 169.
Show 169. Here we go.
6 to 9.
So yeah, check out that fantasy podcast when we get that back rolling. There'll be some banter on there. It should be pretty good.
We need to set a goal for us to go 1, 2, 3, and actually,
Dominate.
win our league.
Yeah.
Our own league.
As far as
well-
fantasy goes, too, the dude that finished 3rd place there in the league, I think he actually finished 4th because I was 2nd or 3rd.
Did he message finally?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything from him. Oh, this
Okay.
is cool. I got no service down here, so that's
Yeah,
fucking sweet.
Yeah, I just realized that.
And prizes. So while we're getting into that topic as well, we are going to have some prizes. So
Yep.
I just realized that since we've had a league, we have none of us have actually won the league yet. That's pretty sad. to be
yeah,
honest
that
with
is
you.
interesting.
I was 2nd.
Yeah, but it's not winning.
I don't
Second's
care.
the first loser.
That's still pretty fucking good.
Listen, if you're not first, you're last.
Look,
So-
motherfucker, considering you couldn't even finish the whole goddamn
I had
season.
to work. Never mind. I don't
you
want to get
quit
into it.
early.
I don't
You
want to
quit early.
Yeah, well, I pulled a Matt Wyman.
You quit early.
Yeah, pull the Matt Wyman.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, so today we're going to be covering the 450 class coming into the outdoor season. Quite a bit to talk about. There's not really a favorite guy, in my opinion,
Let's
for this
just,
title.
before we get started on
So-
that,
oh
let's
boy.
just apologize. First off, the show, well, actually, we're recording this on a Monday night. The show is supposed to come out tomorrow, but it's actually not going out till next week.
Well, that makes sense too. It's the week before, so
Yeah,
we're not doing
Because
the
next
show.
week, the week before the race, we're not recording a show because I have enough videos in the old tube here that we don't need to
Okay.
And by the
record
way,
a show.
My schedule will be back to normal, so this is the one and only time.
Yeah, plus Justin's out for next Sunday too, so we're just gonna not do a show, take the weekend off. It'll be nice.
Yeah.
And before we get started on that, I want to
Oh yeah,
rant.
this
Hang
show.
on. With me, as always,
Wow.
usual host of the show, Woody Woodpecker, a.k.a. Travis Ridenhour.
How do you get Woody Woodpecker?
Because
your
you're looking
hair.
like a Woody Woodpecker
Your
last
hair,
week.
you looked like
Still are.
You looked like the early 2000s Honda.
I got a couple.
I gotta get a
I got a couple
haircut.
texts that thought my comment was pretty funny. So
From who?
Wyman.
Wyman. A couple texts,
Fuck
just
that
one
guy.
actually.
Just one guy.
You just look at that thing. Looks like a dunce cap.
We're
built in.
good. We're fine. Everything's normal.
And to my left-hand side over here, Justin Pizza Patrol Hartzell.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey.
Oh man, you guys know what? This is the second week in a row I forgot to put the number plates on the wall.
All right. So,
Oh.
anyways, so this
Terrible
show,
at this.
before we get going with the point of this, is going to take a real hard left for about 10 minutes.
Why is there? You know what's coming?
10 minutes. That's all you got, buddy. I know you run the show, but you got 10 minutes.
All right.
Go.
So
Hey,
Hey, and shh.
Don't-
Don't say anything. Go.
don't forget also, we got Coach Robb coming on later.
Yes.
what time is Coach coming on?
Sometime 7:30-ish here.
Is Chris coming on?
No, Chris is coming on the,
For the
Paula show.
The first round.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So you got 10 minutes. Let's go.
I'm hosting. I should know that.
Yeah. Well. All right. So let's go.
All right. So I want to rant
10 minutes.
Uh-oh.
about this MX Sports video thing.
It's 6:44.
I shouldn't
Because-
even have sent that to him, should I have?
Oh no, I'd have found out anyway. Number one. Number two, we're not applying for that because they can go fuck themselves. Like literally, they can go fuck themselves. Y'all want to be some fucking not like, dude. I'm probably gonna have a fucking poster at the race. Do not let this guy in. It's fine, whatever. But like,
Are they going to put a picture of a woodpecker, you think?
hopefully they get it with this fucking hair, dude. You
should
so
dye
I'm
that
looking
shit
like
red.
a baller.
Hey. What's our subscriber count right now?
1,500.
No, we're almost 14. We're like 1390 something.
All right. Share, and share. If we get to 1,500 subscribers, Travis will dye his hair red like Woody the Woodpecker for Redbud.
That's never gonna happen.
For Redbud? All right, cool. Yeah, if we get to 1500, I'll get dyed red for
Where
Redbud.
are we at?
Yes,
Did you say
sir.
1490? 14 what?
1390. Yeah, so we need 110
Yeah, I could see that happening.
in the next 6 weeks.
Yeah, you're gonna regret that.
That's okay.
Okay.
Or do you want to go 1,800?
Why? You just trying to make it so
No,
it
we'll get to
doesn't happen?
15. 15's fine.
1,500?
I'm not that worried about it because I'll get it dyed red. I'll make sure I use. I'll have.
No, this ain't no wipe out the next day kind of red. We're talking.
no.
We're talking rocks and red that fades to pink.
Well, no, we'll do it red and. But we'll use a cheaper dye that doesn't stay forever.
Kev's gonna get up here and go, bro. What
That's fine.
the hell?"
I don't care.
All right, all right.
Just be like, hey, I lost a bet.
So you got 9 minutes now.
So I'm so mad about this MX Sports video thing, okay? These motherfuckers want to come in, they want to think they want to control all the video rights to every fucking thing that's going on. And did you listen to the Cooksey and the Coach show today? Because they talked about this shit
With
too.
Hopper.
With Hopper?
Oh, I didn't listen to this.
Oh
one yet.
man. So they were talking about it, and they brought up lots of good points. Like all these privateers that do the video stuff, they also have to apply for this. Mm-hmm. And like, I guess they're all pretty okay. But then you get some shows like Cooksey and the Coach. You get shows like us. Anybody who basically says anything they don't like, clippy. And it's fucking bullshit. It's absolutely fucking bullshit. They cannot take criticism. Feld actually does a better job than MX Sports at taking criticism. Mm-hmm. And it's just bullshit that they're doing this crap.
Well, they even told Cooksey when he applied for it, whoever he called him dipshit.
Brandon.
Dipshit Brandon.
Yes, they did.
They told Cooks when he was applying for one. They said, well, and actually it's on when you apply for
They
one.
called Cooksey a dipshit?
No,
No,
Cooksey
Dip-
called Brandon, the guy who, he hands out the passes. But they told him, and now that's actually part of the application, that is this helping grow pro motocross? That's part of it. You have to check the box for is your video content going to help grow pro motocross?
Yeah, it's fucking
Like,
stupid.
what do you think any of these videos are
Or
doing?
trying to do. Yeah, we're
You
all trying to
fucking
grow
idiots. Like that makes no. It's how.
Yeah, that
These
is-
the YouTube people and the social media people are doing more for pro motocross as far as helping and getting it out there
I
than
agree.
they are.
I agree.
That's the stupidest shit. When I saw that was the one thing, my biggest takeaway from all that. That was the one thing that I go when I'm sitting there watching them going, "Are you kidding me?" All the other stuff, let's be real, we kind of already knew it, but
Yeah.
that bothered me. Like, what do you think we're doing? You
Well,
think we're
dude,
just
again, it's
dedicating our time
It's
to just
just
fucking,
a way for them to monopolize
Yeah.
the video content that's going out, and it's fucking dumb. It's absolutely fucking stupid.
So basically, when you fill that out, so let's say I'm Jeff Walker. You know he's going to sign it. He's
Yeah.
going to want to do it.
Yep.
now that basically hands the ownership rights over to MX
Exactly.
Sports, correct?
you have to.
That is exactly it.
You have to adhere to everything that they do, and the thing is too, when you sign it, if they don't like your content when they screen it, they can take it down at any time.
Really?
Yeah,
I have the same comment for them
mean,
that
like Jeff and Kentaro and stuff like that, they won't have a problem with
But you know who?
them not liking
probably
it. You know what I
none
mean?
of the riders will have a problem with it
No.
because most of them are pretty PG. Like
Does
they
Team
don't
Pride get screened?
they don't get riled up.
Team Fried will get screened for sure.
Team
But
Pride will get screened,
They
but it
have
doesn't.
more-
Well,
they have more.
I don't
Well,
think so.
no, it
dude,
doesn't
'cause
matter.
They got way bigger. They got a huge following.
it doesn't really matter with Team Fried because they're not out there like basically blasting.
Well, they also
MX
aren't-
Sports. They just
also aren't
blast
at
the
every
AMA.
race either. They also aren't at every race either.
Yeah,
They try to be.
I-
Tom Jornet is at every race.
they're gonna be at Redbud.
But see, well, yeah, because I mean,
Let's face
but
it,
see,
they're
here's
gonna
the thing,
be at
though.
Red Bud.
Here's the
Yeah.
thing, though, and we talked about this off air with because Kev too, another person that's how he makes some of his money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now we do agree that it's unlikely that his stuff, but let's just say for the sake of this argument that they don't like something that he does.
Yeah,
This is absolutely screwing everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And those guys, are you kidding me? You post like what 5-6 videos. You know, you hoping you're going to get a couple 100,000 views or what off of it, and they're just like, no, we don't like 3 of your videos. Mm-hmm. Like, are you kidding me? So now you're not only not paying these fucking guys to get to the next race, now you're taking away the only other revenue. that
Only
they
other
have.
revenue stream they have. Yeah.
So now you just don't want them to show up. Like, are we just getting rid of the point that we only want factory guys there and say fuck the privateers? Because let's be real, this is who this hurts more than anybody.
dude, just be like MXGPs. We'll have like 10 dudes on the gate.
Yeah,
No big
it's gonna
deal.
be, it's gonna be all the
fine.
It's gonna be anybody who's on a team, and if you're not on a team, well then fuck you. You don't matter.
Don't worry.
That's how it's always been. though.
there's
Yeah,
gotta be-
but now
there-
it's getting worse though.
Yeah, like
Here's-
even like Redbud, like when my parents worked pro pits and stuff like
Yeah.
that. All the privateer guys were there on time, right when the gate opened, and they said, and radioing through, "Get the privateers off the road. They're holding them up. They're holding up the factory semis."
Mm-hmm.
Like, why not let the fucking privateer guy that was there on time
Yeah.
in the fucking pits?
And the thing that a lot of people don't realize, especially if you're just a casual fan, is let's be clear. At least over here, the privateers are what actually allow the racing to happen. Like if you just banked off of the factories going, there wouldn't be an outdoor series. There wouldn't be Supercross. Like
No,
they make
the-
more money.
The privateer guys, like, they have a real shot at making an outdoor main.
Yeah. Like who was it? Remember when Scott Champion got like he had a couple good finishes outdoors and he really got it on the scene. He started getting more rides and they did it. They followed him around.
Scott Champ, Lance
Yeah.
loves Scott Champ.
Yeah. Well, he's a bad dude. Like, but anyways, my point is he was talking about how the one year he tried to do nationals when he was on that Honda 250F when he was 152, and how much he struggled that whole year. And when he actually came down to it, he only made $1,000 at the end of the year because the rest of the money that he made was sleeping in his fucking. And once again, this is nothing that people like us don't know, but for the viewers that don't know this, he slept in his fucking van the whole entire year in the back of Walmart parking lot, and everything that he made at each race because he was a top 20 guy that year, basically paid to go to the next race. So he didn't make dick at the end of the year.
Yeah, well, that's because all the money's going in MX Sports' pocket.
Yeah, and
Cooksey and them talked about this, okay? And so, I mean, obviously we can talk about it.
and Hopper.
The contracts that have been floated out there that Chris has seen, they got to pay $100,000 for the national to even get it there.
Yeah,
Correct. I've
Yeah.
heard that before.
$100,000.
Yep.
I've heard that.
Then Coach said that he saw that they get $1 of every ticket. Okay.
Yep.
So, and then they
So
get a percentage of merch too.
Yeah, so basically with that being said, motocross tracks aren't making dick on it. The only reason that Redbud does so well, or Millville, and you're starting to see the other tracks
Is because you
adapt
can
it.
put 40,000 people there.
No. Amateur day Thursday,
Well,
amateur
amateur
day
days,
Friday,
yes.
And
night
especially-
track Friday night,
Yep.
night track Saturday night, racing on Sunday.
Did you know that the tracks have to pay the pros out?
Yeah.
pay what, show up money or something?
No, the fucking what's it called? The purse.
Oh, the track pays it.
Uh-huh.
Well,
So some are probably better than others.
I don't know if you know this.
I mean, I think it's all the same.
I know you don't, and maybe I didn't know that your parents had worked. So maybe you already know
No,
this. Maybe
hang on. Hold that thought though. Look up Verb Moto National Security where they're trying
That's
to sneak in
fucking
the pit.
funny. They were
Yeah,
down,
my
didn't
mom
they-
was the one
didn't
on
they do
Redbud.
that? Didn't they do? They did it at Redbud, Freestone, and Hangtown.
So
right?
the one at Redbud is my mom.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And my mom's like being a hard ass, like, who's this guy? And like, they were the only ones that actually stopped him. So shout out.
So
Mom.
here's my thing.
Good job, Mom.
To your point about like MX Sports, like how much money they get from every ticket sold.
They're
So,
not making any money, just an FYI.
Well, what I'm going to get to my point is that, and I'm not going to name. It doesn't really matter, but I don't want to. The certain track from where we're from, and we just named the name, but I'm not going to say it.
Everybody knows.
Yeah, I
Red
know.
Bud.
I don't want to say it though.
I'll say it. I don't give a fuck.
I know this. I know this for a fact. Back in the day, so to like this is the point though about how much MX Sports used to make. Like I said, I don't know about now, but they used to make. If you're talking about they make money off of every ticket, I think it was 2007 or 2008. Red Bud that weekend, which I think that was one of our biggest crowds we've ever had, banked over $5.5 million that weekend.
Yeah.
So think about that fact of how much MX Sports made just from the track itself.
Yeah.
Like that's fucking insane.
Yeah. I mean, dude, if you have a good national example like Red Bud, you make a bunch of money.
Yeah.
Like, but it's just such shit that like there's so much of it going to MX Sports instead of
MX
doing
Sports,
a profit split.
They've just monopolized everything.
Yeah.
Like Loretta Lynn's, that's them.
And it pisses me off. Not that they've monopolized the
Iron
racing.
Man,
That's
I believe,
fine.
is part of that
Yeah, they are.
situation
Yeah,
too.
That's fine,
that's
but
Coombs.
But we need to do a better profit share. We need to be able to let people do their media content. Like, look, I'm not saying, hey, if you're out there just completely trashing them for no reason,
I get it. Yeah.
yeah, like okay, cool, like that can be policed by them a little bit. But obviously, like what we're saying right now, this right here is not getting us that media pass. Like I kind of want to apply
Honestly,
for
don't
it
fucking-
just to see if I could get it.
Well,
But at the same time, they don't own the shit that I do, so they can fuck
You know
off.
what the crazy thing is too? Talk about Loretta's before you finish your thought, Cole. Loretta's probably makes more money for them than any other fucking.
Oh,
race.
probably.
With how much
guaranteed.
fucking? I mean, dude, you got to. I just know how much we used to spend to go to Loretta's.
Oh, yeah.
and it was over 10 grand. Mm-hmm. Because all the people that we had riding for us, all the different classes, being down there, parts, all the bikes we had down there, over 10 grand. And you're talking about us, which our best finish for our guys at the time, we got a couple top tens.
Well,
And that was it.
here's another thing, okay? If the purse is paid out by the track, where do the entry fees go? Why are these guys having to pay to race?
Oh, you mean the entry fees for the national? Where
Yeah.
they go?
it's like $230 on it or something.
So $230.
I mean, I
figure
don't-
you got 80 dudes that sign up.
I gotta figure for at least the way the Richies handle things, it's probably going back into their equipment.
They got baller equipment.
Yeah,
They do.
Which once again, I'm not shitting on the Richies at all. Tim Ritchie, in my opinion, and this is not a knock at Amy, but Tim is one of the best track owners in the world, in my opinion. What he does for people is insane. I don't know how these other, but that's the thing though. I gotta imagine that most of their shit is probably just going back into the track. Because let's be real, like the money. Well, dude, remember when they got the water truck update? When they got that fucking big ass, what was it? What they pull the chisel plow with?
Whatever.
the tractor?
Yeah, the big one. What is it?
Yeah,
You
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah,
But
I know
it's
what you're talking
insane.
about.
It's one of the most expensive ones you could buy.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Who gets the entry fee? Like, does MX Sports get the entry fee? Or does fucking Red Bud get the entry fee? Like,
MX Sports does.
I'm super...
Is it-
Because you
is it-
sign up through MX Sports
Yeah,
website.
Yeah, it's
okay.
true, it's not a
So
split.
MX Sports is getting that entry fee. So there's another 20 grand they're pulling in per weekend.
Well, even we figured just that 125 All-Star race that they were doing just for shits and giggles.
Yeah.
I think it was. I think it was $100 to sign up for that. It was either 50 or 100.
Fuck.
There's a $5,000 to let dudes go out and
Yeah.
not
But you
even.
also got to remember too. Another way the tracks are making money though is because if you're a vendor and you're set up, at least this is how it used to be. You had to pay to do it.
Yeah.
Like, it's
oh,
like,
they
it's-
still same thing.
okay.
So-
So yeah, so the tracks are making money off that.
Yeah, well, so before when I was trying to set up to be a vendor there for the coatings at Red Bud,
That's gonna be
I was
insane.
like shocked at how much it was. I was like, holy shit, you got to be kidding me. Now knowing what I know, I'm like, well, that fucking makes sense because fucking probably MX Sports doesn't have their fingers in that. Red Bud's like, oh, at least we can recoup some of our money here.
And then it's also it keeps going up with how much of a space what you're trying to sell.
Yeah. It's unfucking believable. And like I said, monopolizing the fucking
People-
the media that's coming out about it is unfucking believable.
Oh, it's gonna get to the point though. With I mean, not our show right now, but once again, we're just another people with Cooksey and Coach, with Johnny Hopper, Jeremy Hammer's gonna cover it. You know, Jace is gonna cover it eventually. All these,
It's
these
all
private,
like
eventually,
outcast media people.
but eventually, think about it. Eventually, so many fucking people are gonna talk about this that it's gonna become a problem for them.
Oh yeah. Oh
It-
yeah.
It'd be one thing if it was just Jace, and for anybody that doesn't know, Jace McElpay and Gypsy Tales. If he was just the guy talking about, because
Did you hear him just nail his name perfectly? Like, first
Yeah,
and last
wow,
name.
that
Like,
was
I
good.
wouldn't even attempt that last name.
I was gonna say Mickelpine or something.
Anyways, you know that
McElpine.
Mathis will never talk about it because
Absolutely not.
But like, say Jace did it or whoever, it'd be one thing. Okay, one guy. But if you get the whole kit and caboodle, everybody talking about it, now you're going to start making issues for MX Sports. And guess what? That's how fucking change is going to happen.
Yep.
Because they're not going to get away with doing this for very long now that this is becoming more of an issue. So we can sit up here and say that, oh, we're nothing, we're not, but we're just another people that are talking about it.
Yeah.
So eventually, if it starts going around and around, you think that Davey and Tim Cotter and all them are going to want to have all this fucking heat coming down on them? Hell
I mean,
no.
I had a bad feeling when we started the year with the new AMA rule of you couldn't have the GoPro on your helmet.
Yeah, which, by the way, is the stupidest.
It's the dumb fucking rule. And I'm going to, dude, just wait, because I'm going to argue the fuck out of that the first time I go to a race and they tell me I can't.
Well,
but,
even goes back to when Chad had that.
The 360.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 360, and they're like, "Oh, take it." Are you shitting me?
yeah.
Which, by the way, also they talked about the whole thing with where Chad's money came from, where his money didn't, like when he had his team going with Discount
Yeah.
Tire, and Coach brought up, where'd that money go? What the fuck happened with the CBD thing? When
Yep.
he did the whole censored thing, which, by the way, I'm not a Chad Reed fan, but to this day, that was still the funniest fucking
It was the
shit.
best thing ever.
I loved it. My point is that eventually, if this keeps happening, MX Sports is not just going to be able to, like, push this under the rug. And I know that Cooksey is blowing a lot of this stuff out, and he's making it possible, and people are listening to him.
Love that guy.
But eventually, let's be real, they're not going to be able, because our sport is still not that big. You can't just hide shit like this.
No.
We're not like Formula One or NASCAR where you can just be
Yeah,
like,
and
look, go in the corner.
I think that's what it is, though. Is it's kind of like they know the power of YouTube and social media and stuff like that, and they don't want shit getting out. Mm-hmm. It's like the U.S. government.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine that? And his video, the one time when he said they sucked, when Anderson did the video with Cooksey,
Yeah.
saying the AMA sucks or whoever. He called
Suck
he
it.
didn't
AMA
say-
can suck it.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
didn't say Feld, did he? It was AMA.
Yeah, it was AMA.
Okay, so imagine if, because he has no problem saying it, and we know Ando don't give a shit.
No.
So could you imagine that if a video surfaced of somebody like Ken Roxon or Eli Tomac or whoever going out there and talking, then you really can't sweep that shit underneath the rug.
No.
And like I said, I fully believe that if this keeps getting worse, it's going to happen, and they are going to be forced to change, which is something we need because the power that they have, because they know that they're the only fucking series, they can get away with doing this, that if riders start standing up to them, they know that if the riders start dropping out because of shit like this, they don't have a series. They don't make money. And I think that we're headed down that road, and I think that there's going to be a real fucking crossroads here soon.
I think there's going to be some people are going to put their heads together and start another series.
I think we need it. We kind of like with
And
teams, we need new blood.
The only thing that's going to, like, you'll get all the privateer guys, you'll get all the second tier teams.
Yep.
The only guys you won't get to go to
Are the factory
the factory
dudes.
the factory guys. So let all the factory boys race each other. I'd rather go watch
Grant Harlan and Jake
Grant
Masterpool,
Harlan and
Kevin and John Short.
John Short or Chris Blows or
Yeah.
somebody
I
on a
mean,
muck-off
if-
Honda killing each other for
you
first.
know, to your point about the whole, like, when you were talking about YouTube, if that happened, that's where you would find that platform.
Uh-huh. Well, and what are they? I mean, here's the thing. The factories aren't going to keep going to those races because, number one, the viewership's going to drop off. Number two, the if it's done right and there's a profit share through whoever puts on the new series
Rondo.
at some point. Yeah. I mean,
I got an idea for a series that I would love to do.
I
but
mean, these factory dudes aren't going to want to do it because it'll grow enough that the profit share will be more than what they make.
You know what it'll be like? It'll be just like overseas where they have the MXGP, which is basically the big dog, but then each country has their own national series. Like, perfect example, Tommy Searle. So he rides for Build Base Honda.
Yep.
He doesn't have to do the MXGP series anymore to make money. He does the British series, and he does these one-off series.
Yeah.
And he makes more money doing that than he did being a factory guy as an MXGP rider. Guys like Harry Koulas, all these different guys that moved away from the MXGP, and they're making more money doing their whatever country they're from's national series. We're going to have that.
Yeah.
Have you ever, that Grid Life Festival down in South Haven?
Oh, yeah.
I would love for an event very similar to that, but with motocross. Mm-hmm. You have the concert. You
Wasn't
drive in.
What was that one in It's in the Netherlands. Monster Energy sponsored it. It's at a sand track. Josh Hill went over and did it.
Josh Hansen always went and did
Hansen,
it too.
yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I'd have to look into that because I didn't watch a lot of that, but there's some Dirt Shark videos on
Didn't
it.
they have? That's basically
Is it-
what you're talking about, though, right?
Is
Those
it Stuttgart
Well,
or something
here's
like
no,
that?
that's
here's
a
what I would do.
Supercross.
So, Grid Life is set up. They have a car show.
Yep.
Have an old bike show.
Yep.
Bike builds are huge right now.
Vintage,
have all your
vintage
guys
bike show. Yep.
Yep. Have your bike build show, your whatever class, 2010 on up, 2010 on back, whatever. Let people wander through there.
Yep.
General admission. People are going to enjoy that like a car show.
Yep.
Then you have the track.
Yep.
You do time attack events is what they do.
Yeah.
You could mesh that into Moto. You know there's going to be some guys out there laying it on the line for a hot lap if there's something on the line.
Yep.
And then from there, dash for cash race. Let's do one 35-minute moto and winner take all kind of thing for that day.
Yep.
And then they bring in drifters. Let's bring in a jump show, freestyle, backflip guys, whatever.
Zork-cross.
Yes,
that's
that's
what it was.
it. Yep.
100,000 people were at that.
Do that. And then when the sun goes down, there's a giant stage in the back. There's
Yep.
a music festival. What do
Yep.
people love? Dirt bikes and fucking music.
Yep.
And naked women.
Oh, Jesus.
And
Sorry.
it depends on the type of music, but at Grid Life, it's EDM genre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you could
do
pull-
fucking anything.
You
with
could pull
Moto.
that together. You could pull in. There are plenty of very good bands in the motocross. Florida Georgia Line.
I was gonna say
Well,
You get
yeah,
all
one
kinds
dude
of country girls that have nothing to do with fucking motocross there.
Who's the one dude that you said is buddies with Kenny that was at Bucks?
I actually rode with him at Martin Sunday.
Yeah. What was it?
So his name's Justin Hills.
And what's the
and
band
he's
he's
the
in?
bass guitarist for Sleeping with Sirens.
Yeah.
There you go.
They are fucking massive in the UK. They've been on tour with A Day to Remember, the Amity Affliction.
Yep.
I love it, I remember.
He's buddies with the guy from State Champs, who's buddies with Adam Cincerillo.
Okay.
Like right there you go. I mean, that could be a possible connection into music and having that stuff go on. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Moto people, it's pretty much three genres. It's punk, it's hip hop, and country.
Yep.
Yeah.
But like I said, at that event in Zork-cross, they were pulling in 100,000 people.
Yeah.
And it was literally like just a big party.
Yeah,
And that's the thing.
Yeah,
And
that's
the
what I'm
thing-
saying. And you're gonna draw those people in. That
Like a Josh Hansen?
yeah,
a Josh Hill?
Well, you're gonna draw super talented riders in.
Yeah.
You might be able to get some teams on board that'll take it seriously. But
I mean, I
also,
could
you're getting people there for the party festival atmosphere, like Redbud does.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a good percentage that walk away enjoying the sport and wanting to learn more about it.
Let's be real. A lot of these privateers, they could be like, all right, we're going to go make money today. I'm going to go do my job. I'm going to go do these motos or whatever. And then I'm going to crack a beer with the fans afterwards.
Yeah.
And it'd be just like what they say with the Canadian Nationals. It's a more relaxed environment.
Yep.
There's not all this pressure. You're making more fucking money. You're bringing in other outside sponsors.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I seriously see eventually it's going to happen in this country.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, it's going to suck not having Kenny or Tomac or one of those guys there. But maybe they just say, fuck it. I'm going to make more money going doing this and having fun.
And let's be real. Like,
So,
if you're going to get privateers, even if you scale back the motos to 25-minute motos or whatever, you're going to have those privateers definitely pushing all the way to the end, giving it every last ounce they have.
Yeah.
Because now they realize, oh, I have a chance to make more money because I'm not, instead of battling for 25th
Yep.
and getting $200, I'm battling for first or second and I'm getting a couple thousand, 5, 10, whatever.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think it'd be great because other countries do it and we don't have the people and the outside resources to do it. But now that all this is, there's a reckoning coming.
I would love to get a hold of him, and I know how I could get a hold of the guy that actually started Grid Life. So I used to, you remember the Jabays?
Yes.
Howard Jabay, Travis.
Tyler, right? Tyler
Yeah,
was on that?
I think so.
Or
I
yeah,
raced with Travis.
Travis. Yeah,
Um,
Tyler was the younger one.
A middle one, probably.
Middle one, okay.
And then Howard, he's been to Loretta's
Yep.
years and years on end.
Yep. Done pretty well, too, I think.
Yeah. So I was at a car event with drifting and all kinds of stuff, time attack or whatever, and there was a Jabay Motorsports trailer there, and I texted him. I was like, what the hell is this, dude? And he's like, well, my cousin actually started Grid Life.
No shit.
And it'd be cool to maybe like bounce that idea off him, you know what I mean, and see if there's anything that could come from it. But what I really love about Grid Life as well is go look at their media package and marketing package. It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this, it's only a concept, but I think something like this would it's what we need over here.
Yeah.
And you know who else would go to events like this? Axel fucking Hodges.
Yep.
And let's be real, we all
100%.
sit here can have our conversation.
You
of
get
what-
Monster on board with something like that
what
for
we
sure.
think about him as a person, but let's be real. Next to the Deegans, he's the biggest marketing guy we have.
You know who you
Yep.
get there just to show up? It's just like the Baja Brawl is similar to the event that I'm just talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
They got Hodges there. That place was packed to the roof.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, because he did
You
his whole
bring
vlog thing,
yeah.
too.
Yeah, you bring in him.
Because didn't he go from there down to the GNCC in Crawfordsville?
I think maybe that's how it all coordinated,
okay.
something like that.
Yep.
But if you pull in one guy like that, he talks about how much fun he have. I can't even fucking talk right now. How much fun he has, and he's out in the hills bullshitting with Tyler Bierman or somebody.
Bierman would be another dude. that
And
would
then
come
he's
back.
like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that event looks sick. I want to go next
Because
year."
Bierman could still rip for about 3 laps. I mean, legit. Like,
Yeah.
people forget how good Tyler was as a rider.
Or another great guy, Cole Seeley.
Yep. You get Twitch out there. Twitch would go to that shit.
Twitch,
Vicky
he would
Golden,
be.
I mean,
you do a 30+ hot lap contest or whatever, and Twitch has a shot at winning that. You know what I mean? And he's got it.
I think
so-
we're, and another person, I know this would be a long shot, but once again, it's right up his alley. Pastrana. Pastrana
Yeah.
shows up to shit like this all the time. I mean, we sit here and laugh, but let's be real.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
Yeah.
He
Like, I
goes
think
to
it would be
one-off
badass
events.
to have a one-off event like that. And then if it grows just like Grid Life did, it was born here in South Haven. Now they have one in Colorado. Now they have one in Georgia.
So instead of a 12-round series, you'd maybe have a 5 or 6-round series spread
Yeah.
it out through the summer, maybe into fall.
Yep.
and they
probably
go to
think-
cool ass spots. Like
Yeah.
you go to,
I mean,
you
dude,
pick out
could
the
go-
coolest cities in the country.
You could go to Hawaii. Hawaii has dope ass tracks that they're always trying to find more.
Logistically, that'd be hard to do.
It's
It
hard.
would, but they just added another qualifier for Loretta's there.
Did they really?
Yeah, they just did.
Really?
Yeah. So, I mean, it's true. You're right. You are
Yeah.
right. But once again, dude, and you fucking go down to Puerto Rico, like whatever.
Yeah.
This would be the fucking stepchild of the national series. And I think that if you start selling, hey, people, it's a party. Because let's be real. As many years as all of us have been going to Redbud,
It's a party.
what, would you say 80% of the people there aren't even there for Moto?
Nah.
Like when it used to get
Yeah,
wild.
I mean,
when
you've
it
been to
used
High
get
Point.
wild-
You've
yeah.
been to other nationals besides Redbud. You go to other nationals, the people there actually enjoy motocross.
Yeah. The only other national I've ever been to that is just as it's not as crazy, but as close.
Des
as
Nations.
Well, no, I was going to say on the national. Yeah, Des Nations is wild, but Unadilla.
Really?
Oh yeah, dude,
Interesting.
it's fucking wild because you got the old school New York people from the G. But anyways, my point is you go to Redbud, it's 80% of the people there probably are there to party. They really don't give a fuck about what's going on
Yeah.
the track because they're drunk before the races even start. Yeah. So even though you could sit here and go, well, that's not core. Well, yeah, whatever. But the thing is we're also trying to figure out a way to make money for these guys that are busting their ass, and that's the way to do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I would be more into that.
Well, and just like Grid Life too, like there's the way they do their media package, man. It's great. Like their social media is badass. They have live stream with announcers there,
Yep.
and I mean it's just the possibilities can go up from there with the platform you're given for the internet, and
Especially now.
yeah, and I don't know. Yeah, I think the YouTube way and stuff like that is the way right now, and then. I see like MX Sports and stuff. They want to stick with this Peacock or NBC or something.
Yep.
Why not shoot for like a Hulu or something like that? You know what I mean?
I agree. YouTube, Hulu, anybody.
I 100% think they should do, YouTube or something. But
Yeah.
But again, they're not going to listen to us because they're fucking idiots.
But like I said, though, I truly believe this. I like all the other stuff we just said, but I truly believe this when I say this. It's going to get to a point where they're going to have to listen.
Oh, the day of reckoning's coming,
It's coming.
buddy.
So all this other shit we just said, yeah, it's probably not going to happen. But this, it's going to happen, and they're going to have to come to terms with we're either going to have to make a deal or you're going to lose a lot of guys. And they'll all go race in Canada.
yeah.
Which will be a thing. They will all go race to Canada, and they'll make more money up there than they do down here.
Yep.
Yeah,
And so it's going to happen.
and have more fun probably too.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean
That was way
and-
more than 10 minutes, by the way.
I don't give
Yeah,
a damn.
yeah.
Coach
It
isn't
wasn't
on
my
yet.
fault.
Dude, and
Wasn't
then
my
even
fault.
more on that event, like you could tie the Moto Fight Club shit into it and have all the retired guys out there racing. Like there's all
dude.
kinds of exhibition
Could
race
you-
stuff you could do.
Could you imagine if somehow they were to pay Stu enough money to come back and just ride? Like, hey, you're not racing. You're just out here doing whatever.
We don't have that kind of
and
big dick
Stu
money.
might go. Well, you get those guys there for let's say a
Chad
bet
would do it.
a bet shootout or
Yeah.
whatever like that. But they're allowed to. Let's say they want to put their balls on the crossbar pad and do
they wouldn't even be close. They'd
and do
be
the fast
involved.
lap challenge.
Stu out there for one lap. Hey, bro, you get, I don't know, 60, 70K for whatever because you're here. Oh, he's just going to go out and put a heater in, and you'll be like, what the fuck?
I'm just saying, if he wants to enter that event or whatever, I think those guys are confident enough they can still throw down for one lap and be competitive.
Well, especially like with Ricky, with him looks like he's getting back into shape. He'd do it. Chad would be all about it because that's right up his alley.
Chad was never a one lap heater guy.
No, I mean, it's like an event like that.
Yeah.
And Dino, he's going to retire soon. I could see him doing. I'm just saying that I think we're going to get to a point where there's going to be something like this. It's going to go in a conversation with the people that are behind the scenes, like a Mike Grandal. And it's
well, maybe we can be the people. I know a team right now that I think that could get it done.
who?
Mike Grandal,
Oh,
Coach
yeah.
Robb.
Yep.
Maybe.
Get connected with the Jabay cousin,
Bobby Hewitt.
Bobby Hewitt. I mean,
I don't know.
Maybe
Something's
this
gotta-
episode will get around and people will hear
Something's
it.
got to change, though.
That just spiraled a lot away from where I was, but it's awesome.
It's great, though.
Yeah.
Because that's where these conversations lead.
Yeah.
That's how shit gets changed. Mm-hmm. Because even if we're the smallest about all the people we just said, the fact that we're talking about it, the fact that everybody's talking about it, you're getting more people talking about it. And all it takes, let's be real, guys, we all know this, all it takes is one person to look and go,
Let's give it a shot.
they got an idea, let's see what we can make happen. And that's how a lot of shit really gets started. Like, we all know this.
Yep.
So, I don't know.
But you know what I would fucking hate? Somebody just to steal the idea and then not give us any fucking credit.
we got to trademark that shit.
Hey, man, if they steal it, I'm putting it out there all the time that we came up with it first.
Yeah, we can scream and fucking kick all we want. We're not getting any benefits
We're
out
like
of it.
Mathis.
Trademark idea, this is ours.
We're like Mathis with the nets.
What would we call it? Not the Grid Life Festival. What would we call it?
Guys, we really should get to 450
The
talk
Gate
here.
Drop. The Gate Drop Festival.
I'm all about it.
Hey, you going to Gate Drop this
Yeah, you're going
weekend?
to...
We got
Hey, I heard a day to remember is gonna be there. You going to Gate Drop?
we got some time to
You
work
get
on the
you
name.
get your wristband yet?
your wristband. You get
Oh
your
my
fucking
God.
stamp.
Well, even there they got people camping and shit, and it's like me a
Yeah.
lot.
You got your
But
stamp
anyway,
yet? You got your stamp yet?
you know
Okay.
what we're actually here for today?
Our
Travis?
450 outdoor preview, bro.
That we are.
You said coach is on at 7:30?
Ish.
Okay.
Depends how
So,
long his call goes. It's
where,
okay. He's just jumping in whenever.
You want him just to jump in on
Yeah, he'll just
the big
jump in
dog
wherever we're at.
or
It's,
whatever?
it's fine. We can get started here.
All right. So we have
Who we got on the list first? Because I don't have the list. You're hosting.
Yeah, I am. No, give me that thing.
Oh, okay.
No, he's continuing. He's keeping it rolling here.
I'm gonna keep it rolling. I feel like I'm having fun doing this.
All right.
All right, go for it, buddy.
This is nice.
You like it?
I mean, for right now, yeah, it's all
I
right.
kind of like it too.
That's all right. I mean, it's cool to sit here and just be the guy that's just going to talk, give my opinion, and then be out.
All right.
When we get done, make sure you take everything down because I need to work tomorrow. Table goes back over there.
You want to hand that note back to him?
Hey, by the way, you need to start showing up about 90 minutes ahead of schedule so you can get this all set up.
Oh,
You sure
bro.
you still want to keep this going?
No, I like the factory rider treatment where I just come in, do
Come
my
in,
shit,
do the
and
show,
go
and get the
out.
fuck out?
Yeah,
Oh,
like Jason
okay.
Lawrence style.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of Jason Lawrence,
He just
I
got
tweeted
arrested.
this out. This one
Oh, boy.
got some love.
He
It
just-
wasn't it. Isn't it crazy to get on Instagram and see a factory Supercross champion wide open down a 4-lane highway with a cop chasing him?
And he got. I like this. He got arrested.
Again?
He didn't get arrested. They let him go.
Oh, I thought he got arrested.
They let his ass go, and he's riding away, and he's like, "Team Fried, motherfucker!"
I like how he put out in his,
J-Law?
Yeah.
I like how he put out
Jesus
in his
Christ.
post. He there was like a picture of him down here and like the cop.
The cop,
around.
yeah.
And he goes, "So if you go in a full set of gear and you get locked up, and then when you leave, do you just leave the jail in your gear that you went in?"
No, that's what he said.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Well, like what the fuck?
I'll have to try and get him on the show, but I've been chatting with one of the other Tucker reps over in that area, and I'm sure he's got some pretty good J-Law stories.
Oh, boy.
I was like, what's J-Law up to? He's like, he's in Florida living with his mom or something.
Oh, Jesus.
So,
That's another thing that tells you how his life went.
who knows? Whatever, let him do what he does.
Better than Nico's life.
Never gets old. J-Law stories never get old.
Should I ask my
miss that guy.
new guy who was his mechanic for some Nico stories?
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of the Nico stories, but there's probably shit that I don't know about.
Oh,
I'll
boy.
have to ask him. I'll get
Oh,
on
boy.
his good side.
Yeah, he's a fucking
Anyway.
douche. Anyways,
I'm going to have to check
let's
some
start
different
with
boxes
a,
for the monetization when we do
yeah,
that show.
no kids are watching that show.
No.
obviously, we're going to get into the big dogs. We're going to get into the steel frame gang teams, the KTM monopoly there.
Yep.
We're going to get into the big green machines. We're going to get into the red team.
Ride red. Blue crew.
Blue crew.
All the above.
Monster Money. All the factory boys. Yes, we are going to talk about them. But first, we have a few outliers.
Yep.
And one guy here, first guy off, actually, I think is going to actually surprise some people and be consistently in the top 10.
You want to say who it is?
You gonna say the name?
Do you guys have any guesses?
I already know.
We know. We made the list.
Yeah, we made the list, man.
5 minutes
You
before
guys already
got
looked
here.
at it?
We
No,
made it
I
before
already
you
know
got
who you're
here.
talking about if you're starting with a privateer.
You guys are weenies.
We made the list.
How are we weenies? We made the list, dude.
Phildo Nicoletti.
Phil Doe Nicoletti.
Why has everybody got to be a dildo to you?
Factory Phil Nicoletti.
You don't want to know.
My Italian buddy.
What are you doing in your spare time, bud?
What do you mean?
Never mind.
Never mind.
Anyways,
You got what I was saying, right?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, cool.
I sell
All
it.
right. Factory Phil on a Club MX Yamaha.
No, this ain't no Factory Phil anymore. This is
Phil Doe.
no. Let's go with Filthy.
Filthy. Yeah, he's always gonna be filthy or mad. Just Mad Phil.
Mad Phil.
Mad Phil.
Angry
Phil.
Phil.
Does he take somebody
But-
out at any point this
Oh,
year?
I estimate at least 15 throat slit
I
gestures.
definitely think he gets upset with somebody. I don't know who it's going to be yet.
You think top 10 though, huh?
I'm thinking right around that 10 mark.
Let me ask you guys this. If he gets a start, how long does he hold Coop off for before Coop gets around him?
It's not gonna be long.
I don't think very long.
Because he said that if he gets a start in front of Coop, Coop's not getting by him.
I mean, I'm gonna be real honest with you. Like every video that I've seen of them doing motos at club, like Marchbanks is walking away from him.
Well, yeah, but Marchbanks is a kid, bro. He hasn't seen
I
God
also think
enough times
Phil's
yet.
more of a gamer.
He is. He's not. He's never really been a one lap heater guy. I think he's gonna be good. I mean, I think
10 to 15 all day.
I'm with you on that.
I think te-
He didn't do Supercross.
I think
This
10
man
though-
podiumed before and
I know,
consistently.
but I think that this once again the field is very strong this year. I think 10 is a little ambitious.
Nah.
I could name 10 guys that I don't think he's gonna beat. I mean,
Dude, it's Phil, bro.
I understand that, but it's been a while since he's raced the Nationals, and I mean he didn't even win in Canada all the time.
Just saying.
I get what you're saying. I don't have a problem with Phil.
I go. Oh, shoot. I'll
11
go
to-
10 to 15 on him for sure.
I go
all day.
I go 11 to 15. I'll just bump back.
And that bike looks sick.
I don't know, I haven't
bike
seen the
looks
bike.
good. Probably doesn't ride very good, but bike looks.
Well, it's Phil riding it, so it's like a bucking Bronco. I think the next guy though is going to actually beat him more often than not.
Really?
Yep.
What? I saw he's on a KTM now as
Yep,
well.
he's off that big green turd.
Must be the contingency money's not as good outdoors.
Yeah, well, and we're talking about Freddie Norton.
Yes, that we are.
Fast Freddy.
Do you agree or disagree?
That he's going to be better than Phil?
Yeah.
I think they're close.
I got another
I put
guy
him
that's
right
going
in
to
the-
surprise some people that you don't even have on this list.
I put him right in the same realm, actually.
Well, I threw out a couple other names, but Travis didn't want to.
Was one of them Henry Miller?
No.
Well, it was Jake Masterpool and Grant Harlan.
Okay, both dudes that'll be right around the 20th mark.
Yeah. The reason why I would say that is because last year they were like 10 to 15, but then again this year is a lot different than obviously last year. I think Freddie and Phil will probably battle a lot, but I just see Freddie. I think Freddie's in a lot better shape. So I think when we get to these national, dude, well think about all of his best finishes have all come at the Wick when it's 100 degrees out. When it all comes
Yeah, I
at
guess.
WWE when it's 100 degrees out. I just
He
think
must
that-
be going for midnight runs.
maybe. Well, he's got a kid now, so.
Yeah.
I think that if you're talking about those two as who's going to, even though Phil's on a team, I think that Freddie, I'd give him the edge because I just think late in the moto, he's going to have a little bit more left in the tank.
Yeah, I don't really know. It's a toss-up to me. They're both in that same realm,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think.
But
That
I also think that Jake Masterpool on a good day and Grant Harlan and all those guys are on that same level. On a good day.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, we're talking 10 to 20 range right now.
I was say I'm way off on the Jake Masterpool thing. I don't think he's anywhere. I think he's in. I think he's a
very
15 to 25th
Yeah, but
place
look at his
dude
finishes though when he's feeling it. He's been 9th, 10th.
when he's feeling it. But
Yeah.
I hope you pick him in fantasy and he shits the bed for
But
you.
you think Phil and Freddie are going to feel it every round? No.
no,
I think
Phil's
they're
going to get like 25th a bunch of times. I guarantee it.
Phil has that veteran savvy though, where he will finish the
think
races
so.
and not hit the deck more than likely.
Oh, we'll see
Yeah.
about that.
I think Phil's just going to choke.
I'm not going to say he won't ever hit the deck, but I just think compared to like Jake Masterpool, he's going to hit the deck a lot less.
He's more consistent than Jake, but I just don't think that Phil's going to be there every moto. I think there's going to be a lot of motos where he's coming from last and he fucking hits the ground 3 times.
I mean, yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I don't really know. Those guys are, like I said,
They're
10 to
good.
15, but
They're going to be consistent. I just think that I have to give
Yeah.
the nod to Freddie.
yeah,
But-
they're definitely going to be a tier above those Harlans and Masterpools.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'd go as far as say as Hard Tramp's going to be in that category.
Well, wait, don't get ahead of yourself, man.
I'm getting ahead of myself, but
Well, then
this
go talk
next,
about the SGB
I know. Hang on a second.
Oh, boy.
Let's get into the next part here, and this I'm gonna swing right on over to Justin here because he's
Wait, hold on. I want to go first on this one.
balls deep on this. You even know who these guys are?
I know one of them.
You're higher than a kite because that dude's leaving Florida. He ain't staying in Florida.
What?
He's going to race here.
He ain't racing here.
He's going to race here.
He ain't racing here.
Jeffrey Hurlings is going to race here.
No, he ain't.
Yes, he is.
I don't believe it.
Watch.
He's been causing up this shitstorm of media for the last fucking
Hey.
4 years.
If in the next 2 weeks here, if by next week they push back the GPs again, I'll bet you he races
Well, they
here.
might cancel the GPs altogether.
Bingo. If they do that in the next week, I bet he races here.
Oh, God.
Is he here?
He's in Florida, from what I know. From
Yeah,
everything
he said
I've
he's in-
heard,
he said he's in
Let's
Florida.
ask Rob.
from what I've heard, he's in Florida.
Who have you heard?
I have sources.
Let's ask Coach.
See, here's
We
the
can
thing.
ask Coach.
See, here's the thing. I'm not going to bank on that because who knows? He could
Yeah,
be,
if
he is,
he's in,
if he is,
wins.
it's over with. It's
Yeah.
done. It's done before it starts.
Yeah. I don't think there's anybody arguing
he
that.
will murder everyone.
I don't think there's anybody arguing that.
But we just don't know. We don't
Yeah.
know if he's trolling people, if he's serious, whatever's going on.
He's really good at trolling. Lately.
But if he's here, Jeffrey Hurlings is the 2021 AMA champ.
If,
and it's-
if
and it's
he's
not even
already
close.
here and that's what he's kind of banking on, is that shit getting canceled?
It's not.
Maybe
even
you're
close.
right.
It's
but
not even close. Like it's. For
I'll tell
real.
you this much: even if he's not here, if they cancel that within the next week, I'll bet you he shows. Even if he can't ride the first race, I bet you he's here and rides the rest of the series, and still wins.
Oh, for sure. It's not even going to be close.
Really?
Like I hate to break it to anybody that watched this show. That's
And you know they sneak a bike in from the GPs.
oh, that's going to be a full
Oh, yeah.
horse bike. That will
Yeah.
not be the bike that he rode at Crawfordsville
No,
in
No,
2017.
they'll sneak in a bike that
And
you
that
need.
bike's
It
like-
doesn't really matter. You could probably put him on a stock bike, and
You
he'd be
could.
just fine.
Yeah, you could put him on the 2022 with stock exhaust system and stock mapping, and you still win.
I'm not
I would
even a
love to see
Hurlings
it.
guy.
I would absolutely
I would
love
love
to
it.
see it.
I would love it because here's the thing: is like him coming in, he ain't gonna give a shit about nobody.
No.
And we know how Hurling's attitude is he'll fucking cause a storm. It don't matter if it's Eli, if it's Zacho, Kenny. I mean, well, we don't know what Kenny's gonna do.
Wouldn't it be wild if he actually did race, and then that was what made Kenny step his game up for outdoors?
But see, here's the thing, and I've said this before: I don't think it matters. You
I'm-
take
maybe
you take
not.
all-
I'm just saying.
You take a
Ken-
guy that's in his prime, on top of his game, on the worldwide stage,
yeah.
not worrying about Supercross or anything, and you put him in this setting with guys that are already kind of unmotivated for outdoors.
Yeah.
Because see, here's the
it's-
thing: is that Kenny at 100% and Hurling's at 100%. It's not even close.
Really?
And-
You don't think so?
No. And once again, everybody who watches the show knows I'm a Kenny guy. I love Kenny, but Hurling's is next level. And the only thing I can compare it to is it was like watching Stu in Supercross. He's just that much better. Like let's be
Yeah.
real. Like even when Hurlings is riding at 85%, he still goes and wins and beats guys like Geyser and Prado and Cairoli.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to happen, but if it does, like this series just became 10 times more interesting.
Oh yeah.
And could you imagine the people that were like, coverage is really good. We're not going to go to any races. They find out that Hurlings is riding even half the nationals. Dude, your attendance just bumped up like crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Because they just want to go see. Because you know what the thing is? Everybody's still holding on to that whole thing of, well, I think Eli Tomac can beat him.
If they go, Hurlings is going to ride the first, say, 3 rounds.
Yeah.
I'm going to Thunder Valley.
I was about to say, I would have been like, I hope he just says, well, I'm going to ride the first 2 rounds, then I'm going to wait and ride Redbud.
Yeah. Well, like I said, if he's riding first 2, first 3, whatever, even if it's not the whole series, I'm going to Thunder Valley.
Well, we could.
Oh,
well,
you want to go just to see him?
we
Yeah.
could go to High, we
Yeah.
could go
I'll
to
be
High,
down
we
with
could go to
that.
High Point. I mean, that's closer.
I have a friend that's
Oh,
in
yeah, that's
Colorado.
right. Yeah,
So
well, I'm going with you then.
yeah, I mean, whatever. He's got a house.
I
so.
mean, watching what Hurlings did at Redbud for the MX of Nations, because that's
Yeah.
unfortunately the only time I've ever watched. I've watched some of those other guys at the MX of Nations, but that was the first time I ever watched Hurlings in person. I mean,
See, and the
you
thing,
have to watch him in person, and even with the way that track broke down.
Yeah, the thing is that like that was such a shit show that I don't even remember him from that
No. Well, people just remember Glenn.
I remember
Yeah, I
watching
was
him
gonna
hit
say-
that off-camber section so fucking fast. It blew my mind.
I just remember watching him come from dead last, like 10 seconds in the qualifier, and catching Eli like he was nothing.
I would say the hard thing for me about Des Nations is the fact that everybody's got different numbers at that race.
Yeah.
So it's like, fuck. Like,
You saw number 6, though, on
like
KTM.
Yes, like don't get me wrong. I remember seeing Hurling's ride, but I don't specifically remember things about it.
But there are 2 GP guys.
Who are the actual GP guys?
That are
That's
for
where
sure
I'm
coming
going.
over.
Okay, who are the 2 that are confirmed that are coming?
Alessandro Lupino, who, if anybody doesn't know, was actually on the Italian team at the Red Bud.
I do remember that. I remember
he
that
was on
name.
he was on the Cali,
Yes.
and he was giving
Yes.
fits to Kenny and Eli.
Yes.
Yep. So Alessandro Lupino will be here for the first 2 rounds, and Jose Butron, who was a good
I've heard that name.
Yeah, well, he was number 17 on a KTM 250. He was kind of right around when Hurlings was exiting the MX2 class, and like when Tommy Searle was there. And do you remember Valentin Guillot? Well, it was just some of the guy. Like Jose Butron was one of those guys. He doesn't have a ride, but he's figuring out a way to make it here. He's actually maybe doing all of the nationals.
Really?
But Alessandro Lupino, I think he's going to be good because he says he's coming. I think he's actually already in California right now. He's taking it serious.
You
This
think
is a
he's
warm up.
doing top 10?
If his bike is good, I think he has the talent to be top 10. I just don't know how good his bike's going to be because of restrictions, and is he
Getting shit over here?
Are they lending him a bike and then he's just bringing a suspension?
Out to do some stalking on Instagram. So we got
But I mean, dude, in the GPs, his best finish last year was a 5th. And he's a top 10 guy.
Yeah.
So if we want to talk about the difference between MX1 and 450s over here, you have to believe. I'll just say this: he's putting the smackdown on guys like Phil and Norin and all those.
Yeah.
I mean, he's beating Bogle. He's beating all those dudes.
Do you think we see an influx of GP guys if they do cancel them?
I fucking hope so. Well,
I mean,
I hope
I
we
think
see
if it-
Clement de Sol.
I think it'd be cool, but I'm just
if
wondering.
they do cancel, yeah, I think it would be rad. But I don't think
Can they get over here is the biggest question.
I don't think
for
any
sure.
teams are going to open their arms and be like, "Hey, come over here and kick our guy's ass."
I mean-
you know what I mean?
Okay, so before we keep moving forward, because that's all I really have to say about them. I think Lupino is going to be really good. But to your question, your hypothetical, and I know this is going to ruffle feathers about American pride, but if we saw an influx of some of the top MXGP guys over here, what is the ratio of our guys in the top 10 compared if they come over here?
It could be bad.
I mean, is there more MXGP guys in the top 10 than there is our guys?
You see this? The host just fucking bailed out.
What are you doing, man? Oh. So what do you think?
Nice. Yeah, no, I think
I mean, say you had Prado, Geyser, Fevra.
so here's the one thing that I think would be our saving
Sewer.
grace is we have guys like Zacho, AC, who else do we have that hasn't been riding Supercross, skip the end of Supercross to get ready for outdoors. So you have guys
You
like
just mentioned all guys that can't keep it together,
I'm just saying though, they
which we'll get into.
they can't keep it together, but they can do well at races.
So here's my question: is that, and once again,
can't keep it
we're
together. Zach is the defending
All right,
champion.
we're- all right.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
okay.
I'll just say this: AC ain't holding the candle to Tim Geyser. on a
Well,
good day.
no.
no. So that's
Hey man, we could. There's a big possibility we could see Timmy G if it gets canceled and Kenny bails out, dude. I mean, think
I
about
don't
it.
think Kenny's bailing. I just saw a picture today of him at Fox or whatever that is out there pounding laps.
You know how excited I'd be?
Everybody's out there. Did you guys watch the new Troll Train vlog where he's like, "Yeah, J Mart wanted to go do
Yeah.
the Stopwatch Nationals, so he's in California."
You know how excited I'd be to see Tim Geyser over here? Oh my god!
I mean, that would be cool. He's another one that I don't remember a whole lot of his riding
well,
from
he's the
Red Bud.
He's a two-time world champion, so that's all you.
Yes, thank you. I know who Timmy G is. Like, I may not know every single person in the GPs like you, but I do follow it somewhat.
All right. So my thing on him, Boutron, don't know. Lupino, if he's on a good bike, he's top 10.
Okay. Fair enough. I don't
Which
know.
is
I don't know dick about him, so
Which
I'll
is
just
cool,
go
though.
with what you
I
got.
would say I know Lupino's name just from Red Bud.
He's
Des
fast.
Nations.
Let's just put it that way. He's
Yeah.
fast. But he still kind of sounds like a teenage girl.
How about these next guys? Team Party Animal, you want to call them? Oh, these two dudes, hide your girlfriends because you got A-Ray and Rod Bell.
Rod Bell's your boy.
Rod Bell is your boy, so
Rod
let's
Bell
hear
is
from
your
you
boy.
first about Rod Bell.
Hide your girls.
What's
Justin Bell, my Rod.
what is
Wow.
what is Rod Bell?
I don't know why you guys think I'm such this big Rod Bell homer.
Because you
'Cause you
talked
were
about him
hard
before
on
any
Rod
of us
Bell.
did.
Yeah.
I thought he
Yeah,
was
he
sick
was
because
pretty hard on him, wasn't he?
He was
I thought
hard
he
on
was,
Rod
I
Bell.
thought he was sick because he was out there crowd
some
pleasing,
oppos?
throwing whips and oppos like on the parade lap. Like that's what I'd do if I was at that
All
level.
right. So what's his best finish?
15th. at Bud's Creek.
Is he consistently? He was going to Redbud last year too, wasn't he?
No, he's top 20. That Jeremy Smith dude was top 20 quite a bit
I
too.
don't want to talk about Jeremy Smith. He kills me in fantasy all the time. Fuck
Yeah,
that guy.
he's very inconsistent, but he had some very good rides.
So he's going to beat A-Ray consistently then.
Did A-Ray finish one moto last year?
I like 4.
Okay. A-Ray, I don't. Oh, man.
And AJ is not riding the Nationals, just so we're clear.
Yes,
Okay.
he's
so
out.
this whole team, the most solid guy is Justin Rodbell.
But he was
For
pretty
outdoors.
he was
Yeah.
pretty consistent last year, though.
So Rodbell was consistent outdoors.
A-Ray's
A-Ray
just going to
was
do A-Ray
consistently
things
shit.
and
A-Ray-
probably destroy. How many bikes does A-Ray destroy?
I'll just go.
Four.
I'll just go motors. I guarantee he grenades at least 7.
7. That's pretty
fucking motors.
It's very specific, but I
Jesus
think he
Christ.
grenaded 4 last year. So
That's a lot
that
of
was
money.
that was
All
in
right.
9 rounds. So we got 12 now.
Yeah, okay. All right, fair
All
enough.
right. Well, yeah, like I said, like that team, I don't really have a lot of high hopes
Does
for.
A-Ray get in the top 20 if he doesn't grenade his motor?
I hope they keep a camera on that. I
I
hope
did-
they fill out that paperwork and put a camera on
Yeah.
it.
I think if he's going to be top 20 in any motos, it's going to be the California rounds. It's going to be
Probably.
Paula twice and Hangtown.
Yeah.
But I mean, let's be real. He also has an endurance issue.
Hell
If
yeah.
they are filming around that team, though,
Oh Jesus!
they're definitely getting that
well,
filter.
they are because they've been doing vlogs.
Yeah.
Oh, well, MX Sports definitely filters them out then.
It's gonna be so annoying now.
That pissed me off.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that whatever. Are you got anything else on those guys? It's
Not
just kinda-
really.
It's
I
gonna be
think
interesting to see where
I
they're
think
at.
Rod Bell top 20. A-Ray can be in the top 20 if he A keeps off the ground, B doesn't grenade his motor. But
Smith will be top 20 at Southwick. That's about it.
Yeah.
Speaking of Southwick, and I told this to Travis. So you remember how I told you that they might not even happen because Grandal is like super. Well, now things are changing, and they're trying to figure out a way to have the national and have as much capacity. So now the plan is instead of because it was supposed to be before Redbud, they're going to do Loretta's on. The guys are going to leave MX Sports at Loretta's on Saturday. They're going to do the Southwick National on Sunday. It's going to be a Sunday National, and then they're going to drive to Unadilla. Because they still want to have the National, but they want to have it at the most capacity that they can. So we'll have a Sunday National for the first time in like 12 years.
That's not too far of a drive. I wouldn't mind going to that one.
I've always wanted to go to Southwick, but everybody says because it's in the woods, the spectators, it's not
It's kind of
great.
shitty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still a bucket list track, though.
Yeah.
But anyways.
One day I would love to just go to every round, follow the whole series.
I mean, that would be. That'd be.
I would really
cool
love
thing
to do it in the GPs, follow every round. But
The one track I would like to go here in the States is Washougal.
yeah.
Especially
Yeah.
that time of year, the
Yeah.
scenes, and then just hang out. But anyways,
Anywho, all
yeah.
right. Who we got next?
Into when do you want to bring Robin?
He hasn't texted me yet, so we're good. I'll let you guys know.
So whenever he says, "Yeah, I'm good to go,"
Yeah.
okay.
right on. That dude's got a crazy schedule. I don't know why he gives his time to us weenies.
I love it. I think it's awesome.
I don't know either.
I love it too.
I'm not
Yeah.
complaining about it.
No, I think it's rad.
Well, you honestly think too, if he's in Florida right now, there's a time difference too. So it's
No, there's not. Florida's the same time zone.
What the fuck?
I thought Florida was an hour behind us.
No.
Oh Jesus.
It's straight down. Like Michigan is
Yeah, I
your
know.
nose.
I've been to Florida a lot of times.
Florida is your wiener. It's straight fucking down, dude.
You also do realize Kentucky is straight down and it's in a different time zone.
There,
No, it's not.
Yes, it
there's
is. It's
half,
central.
There is half of
Kentucky is
Maybe half of it.
and part of
But it doesn't matter. Anyways.
Tennessee too. Anyway,
Yeah, there's a time difference. That's straight
that's
down
for our
too.
time
That's a
zone
bad
time
analogy.
zones podcast comes out next week. Anyway,
Anyways.
what's the next team we got on the list, man?
Justin's gonna get a boner, so we
I
gotta
am.
hurry up and go through this one.
I am.
Here we go.
Max Anstey, the UK killer.
Is he gonna ride the kids track at Redbud before the national?
He's gonna ride the night track before the night.
That'd be awesome.
That would be cool.
Throw some,
Crowd pleasing.
Some oppos.
That'd be awesome. But
I don't think he's got those in his
all
bag
right,
of tricks.
Justin, start us off with Max
Yeah,
Anstey.
give us some Max Anstey whispering here. Is he winning a moto? Is he getting top 5?
I
Does it
think-
got to be a mutter?
I think that he's gonna be better than last year because that bike.
I agree with that.
His bike is a little bit better because they got some
Suzuki. Just kick it, bro.
They got some more availability with parts, but
Mm-hmm.
it still is a Suzuki. I think the fact that he got a
Parts are
season-
from 2009, by the way. Go ahead.
He got a season to 2010.
Okay, whatever.
He got a season to get adapted to the one-day format again. There are some tracks that he hasn't been to in a while that we are going to this year: Washougal, Southwick, Budds Creek,
Yep.
Unadilla. So it's going to take a little bit to learn.
I think some of those tracks suit him though.
Well, Unadilla for sure.
Yeah.
Unadilla is definitely going to.
Well, there, and I think his throttle control is pretty damn good from being over in the GPs, and Washougal will be good.
And he's one of the best sand riders in the world, so the wick will be good, even though it's not deep sand like Lommel.
Yeah.
I think he's just going to be a 5 to 10 guy. I think he really is. I mean, if you look at his last season, like he had some bright moments. Obviously, Loretta's really good at WW. He had a good round to finish at Paula. There's some rounds that he wasn't there, but I think he was still getting used to. I think it'd be 5 to 10, and I still think he has a shot at winning a moto. But I think it's going to be the Wick or Unadilla. I don't think there's any other places, and I only say that because, like I said, those are the two tracks it's going to fit him. But 5 to 10. I mean, if he's 5 to 10, that's good fucking for that team.
7 to 12. I'm 7 to 12, and I'm out on winning, but I'm in on a possible podium.
Oh, well, I mean, he almost
And some top
I mean,
fives.
he almost did it.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I am 6 to 12 possible podium.
All right. So
And
we're all in kind
my
of the same
next
realm.
guy, I'm putting right around the 20th, man. What the fuck is wrong with him?
I don't know.
See, I disagree with that. I think he's better than that. I think that Supercross, let's be real, Hartranft had
Something
one
was
good year.
going on, man.
He had one good year. Well, I think it's just tough in the 450 class.
I've heard that he was having trouble adapting to the 450 in Supercross.
He had one.
He was
had
having
one
issues.
good year in Supercross. Okay.
Yeah.
On 250s, he's been solid his entire career in outdoors. I mean, I get where you're coming from with that, but I think that you got to give him a little bit more credit. I think that 10 to 15 is more him.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be in on something like that for outdoors for him.
His starts are definitely not going to be as big of an issue now that he's on the 450.
No.
for outdoors.
No,
That was
He
always-
is on a Suzuki, though.
yeah, but I mean, it's still good.
Just kick it, bro.
The motor's strong. Whatever.
Dude, I mean, he's got to get warmed up somehow, so kicking that bike 15 times before the gate drops, we're good.
Well, maybe they just act like, hey, man, the bike won't start, get his heart rate up, and then, oh, it started.
Yeah.
No, I can see where you'd be coming from with that, but I think we just have to give Hartranft a little bit more credit outdoors. I think we all kind of figured he wasn't going to be really that good in Supercross because he only had one good season on the 250.
Yeah.
And it was a depleted field on his coast anyway.
Yep.
So, I mean, 10 to 15. I'll put it this way. I'll be shocked if he's a 15 to 20 guy. If he's like barely cracking top 15s.
I don't think 15 to 20. I think that's too far back, but I'm in the 10 to 15 range too.
I mean, okay, just who would you take, him or a Jake Masterpool as far as speed? Because I mean, you got to give speed wise. Masterpool's 10 to 15.
Yeah.
Are you taking Masterpool over him speed wise?
Dude, I don't know. Supercross was just such a... What are
Supercross
you
was bad,
doing,
but again,
guy?
you gotta go to Justin's point. Okay, he had one decent year on 250s, and then because the team got folded
he
in,
got kinda
he got
fucked,
fucked out of a deal, and
I mean, he
then
podiumed Crawfordsville last year.
yeah,
I understand it's one race.
I guess,
Outdoors is
I
much
gotta
easier.
think he's better on better equipment and a better team surrounding, I guess, than what Masterpool's got going on. A better program, I guess.
yeah.
you could say.
Outdoors is just much easier to adapt to a 450 than it is indoors. Indoors is tricky.
and,
So
we're not even
I
going to
get
talk
it.
about the other guy on that team because outdoors. It's
yeah, the 7 Deuce Deuce doesn't do a lot outdoors, but he rides it, so whatever.
Him and Jeff battle to the death.
Yes, for 25th spot.
You give Jeff that much credit?
Isn't Jeff riding the 250?
Yeah, isn't he around the 250?
Oh, he's 250 guy.
Never
Yeah.
mind, we're out.
Do you think he makes all the nationals that he goes to on that?
Who, Walker?
Oh man,
Yeah, on the 250.
No, probably not.
I really have no idea.
No,
I haven't seen him
I
ride.
mean, I'm not trying to shit on him right now. I actually, honestly,
How old
asking
is he?
the que-
I'm 26. He's got to be 24.
Yeah, he's not. I don't think. He's
see, I feel like
I think he should have rode the 450. I don't.
Oh,
get
yeah.
that move.
He definitely should have.
Yeah, personally, I think he would have been better on the 450, but
I mean, at least then you can almost guarantee he's going to make every national if he doesn't
Yeah.
have issues.
and I think the 450 you make a little more money.
oh yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
So.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah,
I don't get it.
I don't
either.
know. He did that last year too, and then ended up riding the 450 at the end of the year. It's been like a theme every year, kind
Yeah,
of thing.
it's
so.
weird. I don't know why he does it.
We'll put it this way. I think that in the last 2 years since he's gone back and forth, he's made 95% of the nationals on the 450, and I don't even think it's a 75 on the 250.
Yeah.
I might be wrong on those numbers, but I remember him not making a lot of nationals on the 250.
I mean, here's the thing. He's making enough off of YouTube. He doesn't
Oh, yeah, of course.
doesn't need it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I'm just,
I'd really like to know what he gets paid for those brand sponsorships.
it's got to be good.
I'm just
Do you still got that
curious.
Ford dealership?
Huh?
Do you still have the Ford dealership?
No.
there's other funding there too. That'll
I would
go
say
away.
I'm specifically talking like the next time I see him, I'm gonna be like, look, I know you don't want to give me specific numbers, but I just got to know because you see all these YouTubers sponsored by the brands that are on his channel too, and it's like, what are they paying someone like you versus
Is it
like someone
the discount code thing.
Yeah, I mean, and because it's like, what does he have? The wallets? Did he have the Raycon earbuds?
He had the Raycon earbuds. He also had a game. He also had a
That
video
gamer
game.
chair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
didn't see that.
And
What?
the game. Yeah, so that chair he sits in, apparently they are sponsoring him at some point for one of the videos or something, at least. And then, what was
He did a Manscaped one.
Shadow Legends, Age of
Shadow
whatever,
Legends,
yeah.
Yep.
Which that game sponsors a whole bunch of people
Yeah, I was
too.
about to say,
So
like that game sponsors like big guys in the
Yeah.
industry. So that's not a small fucking deal.
I mean, say they sponsor Daily Driven Exotics too, which I watch all the time.
What
so.
game is it?
it's like Shadow
Rage Shadow Legends. That's
like,
what it is.
They
What's
sponsor.
he just shout them out in the beginning of the video or something?
well,
They do.
it's a
You
promo
got to
code
do a
thing.
whole little spiel on it. I don't know how many minutes it's got to
But
be.
it's legit though because they
Yeah.
sponsor like some of the biggest gaming guys.
Yeah.
So it's not like, oh hey, we're giving you a couple. It's a big fucking deal.
Yeah, so I'm interested. Like I said, I'm interested just to know because I don't have any fucking idea what those.
I didn't realize he didn't have the Ford dealership thing anymore though. That had to. Have
That
been
was
pretty-
just for the summer.
Oh, it was. Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
I was about
Yeah.
to say if he got that on there, that'd pretty.
That was just a local car dealership.
Oh,
Yeah.
never mind. I
Yeah.
thought it was a bigger deal than that.
Yeah, that was a local car dealership that so like if it was like kind of like what Kev does.
Yeah.
If you want to sponsor the bike for the year or something, they stepped up.
Is he sponsored by A-Star still?
I think so. I'm
think
not really
so.
sure. Like I don't talk to him as much as I used to, like
Really?
when we were kids and stuff. And like I don't feel like we're close enough nowadays to just hit him up and be like, "Hey, dude, like give us the lowdown on what you got going on," kind of thing.
I'm also
So-
wondering if he's still him and Michael Lindsay are still close because you don't really.
No,
hear him.
absolutely not. Mm-mm.
Oh, did-
You still should hit him up and try to get him on the show.
wait, did like Michael fuck him over, or was it the other way?
It's pretty much what I told you guys was going to happen. I think.
Oh yeah.
You guys keep talking.
Oh,
But yeah,
speaking of Michael Lindsay, how the fuck did we not miss his 1/450 guy?
Cody
the
Schock.
guy that actually.
is going to get top 20s consistently.
I'd even go so far as to say he could be a top 15 guy when he's not. You
Really?
know. I mean, dude, Cody Schock, and he had an amazing Supercross season.
He did. He had a great Supercross season.
I'm gonna say this. I like Grant Harlan more than any of those other guys, but I will say that if you're gonna come to me and ask me what privateer is gonna have the best season, Cody Schock is my guy.
yeah, guaranteed.
I think that he's legit. I really do. So Cody Schock, I think, is going to have the best season out of a. I mean, I don't know. I guess you could say Freddie's more of a true privateer, but I mean, Schock ain't that far off when he's feeling it. I mean,
Right.
dude, what he got top 10 both motos at Paul at the last round.
Yeah. On that new bike too.
I like Cody Schock. I really do.
Yeah.
I like his story. It's legit. Like he came from nowhere. So
Yeah. Cody Schock, I think, is going to be pretty good. 10 to 15 for sure.
yep.
I just question the ability to complete all the rounds kind of thing. He's pretty good at
Yeah.
yard sailing at least a couple times.
And we're not picking him for fantasy ever again.
Yeah.
Especially
We all got
Travis
burnt by him,
especially
but
Travis at Red Bull.
yeah. Speaking of that whole deal, yeah, we did forget about him. And
I just forgot because for some reason I thought, oh, you still staying on the 250?
Yeah,
but
I mean,
Yeah.
how do we miss that? We're terrible at this.
I'm glad it's not a
yeah.
full-time
I don't know,
job.
but yeah. So I think the whole Lindsay deal, you can go down a rabbit hole on all
Yeah.
that, but yeah, I guess he's pulling. I don't know, talking to the right people, doing something right. So
I mean, he hasn't raced a race since the last round of nationals, and he's still making great content, I guess.
I mean, he makes he
Michael
makes
Lindsay.
No,
I'm talking about Michael Lindsay.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
no, fuck Michael Lindsay. I don't give a
Yeah,
shit
Michael
about him.
Lindsay's whatever.
I don't give a
A
shit.
sneaky
about him.
little snag.
Yeah,
I don't
no, I
understand
mean
how-
Walker's making plenty of money off of. He's like AJ. He's making plenty of money off the YouTube deal. He doesn't have to.
I don't understand how people keep giving Michael Lindsay money.
Yeah, I don't either.
He's got the connections, bro.
Yeah, well,
I guess whatever.
definitely from riders, they don't like him.
Yeah. So yeah. You think Michael Lindsay's paying his riders? Do you think this next team is paying their riders?
No, you know what they're paying them with? Same
High
way we're gonna
fives.
pay guys crisp high fives and
Bitcoin.
pill
Handshake.
bottles.
Yeah.
Dogecoin.
Pill bottles.
Oh boy. Oh boy. No.
Why? Which
no.
one's pilled up?
No.
Never mind.
No.
I'm not going down that road. I'm just
no.
leaving it at that.
No.
Hang on.
No.
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 After the show.
Yeah.
No.
Hang on.
No.
After the show.
No.
No. After the show.
Road bikes.
After the show.
Okay. I get it.
I'm squashing that one right now.
Yeah, we're not talking about that.
Okay, you guys just hit me across the side of the face because I don't know what the fuck.
That's totally fine.
But I do know that one man was not paid, and I hear that Savachi is actually getting paid to ride, but who knows if that'll come through.
Well, let's talk about let's talk about the lesser person on that team first.
Ah, man, I hope he has a good season.
Joey Savachi?
No, Justin Bogle.
Oh.
The fuck you mean Joey Savachi? Did you pay attention? His Supercross season was good. He's better outdoors.
Okay.
What was wrong with his
I'm getting you a shirt made that says I'm a Savachi homer.
What was wrong with his Supercross season?
He's going to get y'all fired up because he saw him tuck the front wheel on.
Yo, at least he knows how to finish a Supercross season.
Look, bro.
2 years in a row.
Look, bro.
2 years in a row.
Savachi syndrome.
That's not a thing when he's not winning championships.
Completely a thing.
No, it's not.
It's a thing in every single race he's in.
No, bro. No, it's
Yes.
not a thing.
We watched it in
No.
Supercross. It was like one of the last rounds. Gets a good start, looked good all day, and then what did he do? Savachi
Hey,
syndrome.
Zach Osborne-
You got my spoon over here?
Did
there?
Zach Osborne,
You got your spoon?
My spoon?
Yeah.
For what?
So you can keep stirring the pot. Here.
Oh,
did Zach
dude, I'll
Osborne
stir the
finish
fuck
the
out of
Supercross
pot.
season? No,
Huh?
he did. 2 years in a row. That's all I'll say. Anyways, Justin Bogle.
Yeah,
Justin
okay.
Bogle.
He's got that
fan.
big number one on his bike all summer.
Yeah,
I
that's
like
gonna
Bogle.
go
It's totally fine.
I'd like to hang
We're
out
not
with that.
talking about
Savachi's never had number one on his bike, ever. Want to know why? Savachi syndrome.
Whatever, man.
We need a
Hey,
t-shirt
you know
made
what
for that.
Justin Bogle does have and Joey Savachi doesn't, though?
What's that?
Style.
Style and an outdoor overall win.
Bingo.
Yeah, he does. Well, he's got two.
Two.
He also has some hole shots.
He does have two on a 450.
Yeah, Suzuki days. Remember, man?
No
Remember
shit.
Thunder Valley and Budds Creek.
Okay, I knew Budds Creek. I
Yeah.
didn't know Thunder Valley.
Yeah, Thunder Valley. Remember,
That's impressive, dude.
He ripped that holy in the second moto and gapped everybody.
That's
Yeah,
fucking
buddy.
impressive.
Yeah, well, it is. But unfortunately, I think that Justin Bogle is kind of long gone.
I hope it's back. I hope he finds him.
I think
So-
he's had way too many bad concussions, and I think that it's just going to keep haunting him.
Yeah, I don't know that he's got much left in the tank there with all the head injuries he's had.
Here's what I'll say. I think that Bogle has a couple good races, and I say races and motos, and I think that that's about it. I don't know.
You know who'd be a great guy to come to our Gate Drop Festival?
Justin
great
Bogle.
Justin
guy.
Bogle.
Justin Bogle.
Throw some
Yep.
fat turn down whips.
And then he could be on stage as well.
He could.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'd rather have him have Pac X EMH on there, but you know.
Yeah, you could have Pac EMH up there, and then we could follow him up with B Mazy.
Yeah. I didn't even think about Brandon Mays.
Wow.
That's another person. We could bring Brandon Mays in.
Hey, Gate Drop Festival.
B Mazy.
Okay,
I
He's the
don't
one
think
that-
Gate Drop's a cool name.
Hey,
It's
man,
a cooler
Festival.
name.
he's the one that blew out the whole thing about Feld and the intros and all
Yeah,
that
yeah,
shit.
no.
So, fuck it. He doesn't care.
Anyway,
And he makes a lot of money anyways.
anyway.
Joey Savachi, though. I think he's going to have a
That's
good
it on
outdoor season.
Bogle. We just hope he gets through the season.
I mean, dude, it's been rough for
I
Bogle.
think
Man.
he doesn't usually get hurt in outdoors though, does he?
No, but he also, like,
Yeah.
the concussion thing, I think.
Yeah,
is
I know he's missed outdoors, but now he's coming in.
It sucks, man,
Okay.
because I think things were really starting to come around for him. He was getting top tens. And,
Yeah.
I think Burner's a really good person to have in his corner, Michael Byrne.
Yeah.
Yep.
And just like I told you guys before, like Bogle down there, I think he enjoys that atmosphere of like golfing and like being himself with the Lawrence brothers and having that whole crew. So
Yeah.
I think it'll be a success if he just makes it through the whole outdoor season.
yeah,
Because his job's not really in jeopardy. Let's be real.
no, they like him over there, and
Well, and he brings.
hopefully he's getting paid.
Well, even if he's not, he makes money off other shit.
Yeah. He
So.
brings some money in. So
Yeah. So Joey Savachi, I could see this guy being a top 5 guy.
I could.
I think.
I think he's gonna be close to the top 5. I think he probably gets at least 2 podiums, and I think that's kind of his season. I think he's.
The only thing I'm worried about is getting that bike set up for him.
I think he's gonna be motivated because he only signed a 1-year deal, right? 1 year.
I believe
It's a 1-year deal. I think he's.
No,
gonna be
his ass ain't going to that Cowie ride.
Fuck no. Like I said, you'd see Malcolm Stewart on a Kawasaki before you see Joey Savachi ever on a Cowie again.
There's a lot
Hey, I'd
different-
like to see Joey Savachi on that factory Husky.
I don't think him and Zach Osborne will be able to coexist.
I think they could.
Well, yeah,
I
if you
think
paid
they
him a lot
could
of
for a
money.
paycheck.
I think that this is going to be a do or die season for Joey.
Whoa.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
You agree on that though? I think he's got something to prove.
Good evening, guys.
Hey, Coach.
Oh, there he
How's it
is.
going, Coach?
How we doing?
Hey, we're doing great. Thank you so much for being patient with me, man. I'm super pumped to be on the show again with you guys.
Hey, no problem. Don't worry. We got off on a tangent about MX Sports to start it, and even though it was only supposed to take 10 minutes, we have
we
just
ended up
started diving into
brainstorming a new
450s.
You would love what we said,
Serious
Coach.
idea,
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
so.
Yep.
Fantastic. Do we have the whole crew tonight?
We do.
Yes,
we
we
do.
do. Yes, we
Actually,
do.
Cole is hosting tonight. He wanted to do it. He said that my job was easy, so he's the one doing the hosting, and I'm just here giving the hot takes, and then I'm leaving afterwards.
Yeah.
From your own house.
Yeah, from my own house.
No, what I wanted was the factory rider treatment. I wanted him to set up the studio. I come in, do my thing, and then he shuts up shop after I leave, kind of thing.
I'm not sure that's how
I
this
love
works.
So,
Yeah, I love it. That works.
All right,
Good
Coach.
job.
yeah, you got in right at the perfect time.
We got a couple questions for you.
Yeah, first, the one that was on my head, and we got on this tangent as well because there are a couple of GP guys coming over for.
Are you really eating
who
on
is
the
it?
air right now?
Lupino and who?
Alessandro Lupino and Jose Butron.
Okay, and Travis over here has this conspiracy theory that Hurlings is in the country, and if GPs get canceled, he will be staying here. Have you heard anything on that, Coach?
I have not heard anything other than that little bit that was floating around on Instagram that, they like these roads are in Florida. It does look like an area around Lake Mineola that I've cycled a lot. So I will give there some credibility to that.
Mm-hmm.
But I've had no sightings of them. And you would think with social media and all that, there's only so much they could keep on the low down.
Right.
Claremont's a pretty big hotbed, and you would think he's got to go to restaurants. He's got to go to the grocery store. He's got to be somewhere that somebody else would run into him. It's not like it's that far out in the woods. So I don't know. I mean, gosh, who wouldn't want to see that big surprise to stir up the outdoor season? I mean, from A to Z, I don't know. How many races have they gotten in over there?
They haven't done any.
Any.
It hasn't even started yet.
Yeah.
Canceling the series.
Your mic's
That's
off
what I
because you're
heard.
eating.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, they're
so that
talking about like postponing and canceling
Yeah.
and maybe not
I
even
see they
having a
keep pushing
GP series. So
Yeah, I saw they kept pushing everything back. I just wasn't sure if I missed something or not. And my thread of thought tonight when we get into our selection of the 450 is, who's the freshest of the batch, and how cool would it be to see a fresh Hurling come over here?
God.
man.
Oh yeah,
That would
Well,
just
be a little embarrassing
unbelievable.
actually.
Yeah, we're kind of all in agreement that if this actually does happen and he races the whole series, that he just walks away from everyone.
It'd be interesting to see. I mean, I think there's a couple guys that could give him fits. If you could expose his weaknesses early, and you got to start throwing him off balance early. You can't let him gain momentum. I mean, he's a freight train, and I know that's a little textbook cliche-ish, but it's just true.
In other words,
You
Zacho has
gotta
to go
catch-
clean that front wheel out early.
Never going to happen, bro. Never going to happen.
Really?
Seen wilder things. Okay.
Hurlings would not let that happen because if it did, the next moto, Zacho would get punted to the moon.
You keep saying that, but Zach still got that number one plate. So
I know this is a little further in our conversation, but there's one guy that I think would get really fired up if Hurlings comes over here, and that's the number 2 of Cooper Webb.
That would be who?
I think that would Cooper Webb. I think it would really fire him up just hearing the conversations of how bad he wanted to beat him when he was here in North Carolina, how much he hangs his hat on beating him there, and how that really got him through his injuries. I think if that man shows up, Jeffrey Hurlings, and Cooper Webb's on the gate as well, that fires Cooper Webb up a little more.
I would agree 100%. I think Cooper would definitely rise to the occasion. There's no two ways about that. Not to mention same color bike, and
Yep.
nothing wrong with that. And
Give Eli a little
Yeah.
more motivation, too.
Imano.
Yeah.
I think Eli would have more motivation because I think he has a sour taste in his mouth about how many times Hurling has whooped his ass.
yeah, probably.
I don't think Tomac will step up to that battle. He's going to use the team's not gelling, I'm leaving.
Oh,
I mean, think about this. Tomac just signed the best deal of his career. He's got 2.5 years of collecting big checks with no expectations. If he wins, it's all him. If he sucks, it's the Yamaha's fault. This dude is going to have the best 2.5 years of his life. If he sucks this summer, it's because of the team dynamics. If he does well, it's all about him. He just pulled one out. And the dude has played the most excellent chess.
Yeah, he
chess
played
game,
a
I
great
think, our
card.
sport has seen.
Yep.
Yeah, I question his lack of motivation all summer. So
I don't think
I
he
think
has
he
much.
just kind of, mails it in.
Yeah.
So,
Except Washuko.
All right. Next question we had for you
yeah, perfect timing for you to get on.
is Savachi getting paid?
Oh, man.
Oh, I didn't know we were going to do that one.
Oh,
I don't, and again, I haven't spoken to any agents that work with him because I know Myrtle used to work with him and doesn't anymore.
yeah.
I don't even know that he's on a salary contract. I know it's hard to imagine, but if he's getting paid anything, it's going to be chump change. I would say that his contract would be more bonus based. So based on his performances, no, he's not getting paid. But if he's on a small salary, it's going to be negligible enough that they won't have much troubles covering that. I think Zacho's doing a great job just keeping himself relevant. We all know out of sight, out of mind in this. In my opinion, besides the fact that his dad has made it difficult, I think that's what's hurt Mookie, being out of sight for such a long summer. You know, Supercross doesn't last that long. People have amnesia in this sport. I think that's been one of the biggest challenges for him. Yes, he wants to do Supercross only, but that's not unique. But he stays kind of out of everybody's sight all summer, and I think Zacho was smart to say, look, somebody gets hurt on another team, I'm easy pickings. I'm sure that's in his contract.
That's why I said, Coach, I just said that I think Joey's going to have a good summer. I think that he's going to be more motivated because he's going to be basically doing this as a tryout to get on another team next year. And I think that you're going to see a really good Joey this summer. You know, he had a rough start to Supercross. He ended the season with some good rides. I know that he didn't get a podium, didn't get a top 5. But I think a lot of people kind of figured, oh, he's gelling. You know, he's going to a new team. The team's going through some turmoil right now. Like, he'll be lucky to make top 10. And for the most part, he was a top 10 guy. You know, and he had some really good speed at the end of the season. And I've always seen Joey also as an outdoor guy. And like Cole said earlier, if the bike is, set up right, I think he can have a good season, which ultimately is kind of like a tryout for another team next year. What that team is, who really knows?
That's where we were just getting into when you were jumping on here, Coach, was where does Zacho go if something opens up? He isn't going to that Cowie, right?
No, that's never going to happen.
Like, where is there?
I mean,
a Husky maybe? I don't know.
You're talking about during the summer if someone gets hurt, or when the season when outdoors is over?
I kind of look at the end of the season,
Yeah, he stays right where he's at. There's no place for him to go because if you go back to the conversation we had on the 250 class, you've got 7 guys that are looking to go 450 next year, and they all will get the attention before he will. The best thing he can do is stay right where he's at. We know the bike's fast. Blake Baggett had some great races outdoors on that bike. Like you said, if they can get it set up for him correctly, which I think they'll be able to do. Yeah, I think the best place for him to do is be the best guy on that team like Blake was. Just be careful that you may have to sue to get your money. That's just the raw reality. But that's where he's going to stay if he's even retained there. I mean, I still don't understand why. Well, I do understand why Chris Bloss left. You know what I mean? He was having great results and all that. I can't help but wonder, did he maybe not get paid and that's why he left? It's interesting how the teams a lot of times like to get credit that we didn't re-sign him. That's interesting. I don't remember hearing Chris's side of the story. So,
well, you know who
I think that's where you'll see Zacho.
You know who actually missed? That actually doesn't have a ride for outdoors and is a top guy, and he only rode 2 rounds of Supercross.
We keep getting worse and worse at this making lists.
How
things.
in the hell did we forget about Shane McElrath?
He's not racing.
That's my point, though. Like
what's he doing?
His back's still fucked up, as far as I know.
No, but the fact that if they get that settled, he's not riding outdoors. Like, I understand the team's not going outdoors, so like that's a story in my opinion. A guy that just got top 3 in points in the year before in 250 class, a guy that is a top level dude. Like the fact that he's not going and riding outdoors, like,
and we even forget.
Does anybody well, Coach just made the good point, out of sight, out of mind. Like, we kind of forgot about him. Mm-hmm. And honestly, the team was slated to go, and then we found out that Genova didn't want to do it because the guys weren't performing, which, let's be real, they weren't.
Yeah.
But the fact that Shane is not riding outdoors, I know that you have strong feelings about him, Travis. Me and Cole are kind of more on the same page. I'm a little sad about that. I was thinking Shane was going to have a good outdoor season.
Yeah,
and he's not. I mean, that's a bummer to me.
Yeah.
If I'm being real honest. I don't know how you feel, Coach, but I think that kind of sucks, to be honest with you.
No, it definitely does. I mean, we're not even that many years removed, as you articulated, of him being a champion. And yet, this is where the musical chairs, we talked about it on the 250 show. When you look at Jeremy Martin, was just the next heir apparent for that second spot on the Honda 450 program, breaks his back running into Cooper in the air. Boom, contract's pulled off the table, and now he's on a 1-year deal, hoping that the musical chairs go to his favor at the end of the season this year. 4 years removed?
Yep.
So McElrath is caught in that same musical chairs, wrong place at the wrong time. Hate to say it because he's a super cool guy, but it seems like he's very fragile. He seems to get hurt a lot. And that, unfortunately, when you've got a 250 stable of stallions that are ready to get let loose, I hate to say it, but I think we've seen the end of him. And I hate to say that because he's a really nice guy. But what team in their right mind is going to sign him over Martin or Nichols or Cooper, Hammaker, McAdoo, Shimoda, Faulkner?
And especially with it being
I
a
think-
back coming from I have back issues myself, and that's not just something that goes away. Like, I mean,
No.
I don't know how accurate this story is, but like the story that they told about how like he was sitting on an airplane and he got off the plane and his back was just locked, like he couldn't
Yeah.
move. And now, like I said, I don't know how accurate that story is, but if that's even half the truth, like that's a bigger issue.
Yeah.
and that's just not going to go away, obviously. Mm-hmm. So
No. And that's the $1 billion question that we have with Zach Osborne when we get to the 450s. Yeah, we heard it's a bulging disc issue. We know it's a pre-existing issue. Well, anybody I've been around that's had to deal with a bulging disc issue is not dropping out of the sky at 60 feet, relying on good suspension to suck it up.
Yep.
That's going to be one of my big what ifs going outdoors. Just like we did when we were talking about the 250s, you have the injured and the non-injured top three.
Yep.
Because who would bet against Martin on the 250? But coming in with a lame shoulder, we could be 2 rounds in and looking exactly like we did at Supercross. We watched the guy that everybody had their marbles on literally walk off the track through the tunnel to never appear again for the rest of the season.
Yep.
Ouch. You know.
Yeah, that'd be nuts if he just comes in and just poof.
I don't know. I'm super bummed that Shane's not out there.
Yeah.
That's just a bummer for me. I'm a big McElrath guy, and
Yeah, we had that one glimpse in
Absolutely.
Supercross where he pulls a whole shot and almost.
yeah, and
Yeah.
I don't know what I expected out of him with how deep this field is, but just the fact that he's not racing after having one of the best seasons of his life in the 250s last year with Star,
Yeah.
and just like not having. I don't know. It just kind of sucks in my opinion.
Well, here's another guy we forgot too. What about Tickle?
I'm not.
Yeah.
It's a bummer. Same thing with Benny.
Yeah.
But like, let's be real. How good was Benny and Tickle going to be this summer?
I don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no,
We-
it's a bummer. Like it definitely sucks. But if you're gonna ask me out of those guys, like who are you more? It's Shane. Like because Shane at least
Yeah.
has the speed to be top 5 sometimes. Those guys, I mean, Benny's up and down, and Tickle's
Tickle's just trying to
He's
put
just-
some money in the bank.
he's just
before it
cheese,
needs to be
he's
done.
just cheese pizza. He's just he's just
Jesus.
Brock Tickle, and I don't have anything
There we
against
go.
Brock.
Yeah.
But like, let's be real. Like,
Yeah. I mean, I didn't necessarily mean he was going to
Yeah.
do anything. I'm just saying, like, we don't. I guess he's just not riding outdoors.
yeah. Well, I mean, so Cole, who's next on our list?
Yeah. Who we got up on the list
so
next?
let's go to this next powerhouse of a team here.
Oh boy, here we
Oh,
go.
boy, who are you going with?
It's the next one on the list here.
Oh, you're going down the
There's
list?
some good riders on this team.
Oh, there is. And we almost forgot the last guy. God, me and Travis, I don't know if it's
Oh,
been
you
a
guys
long
are
weekend,
crazy.
but we were struggling.
We were.
This is Star Yamaha. So we have Frenchie, obviously, that's unproven outdoors. It's going to be really interesting to see.
on a
I mean,
on a 450.
he's coming off a
That's what I mean.
He's coming off a 250 title, so
He
Well,
has.
unproven outdoors on a
yes,
450.
yes,
Let's rephrase
yes,
that.
I understand
you're
that. I
correct.
know where you're
You're correct.
How does Star get that bike to react outdoors for him?
I'm gonna be real honest with you, boys. I think he has almost the exact type of season that AC just had last year,
Okay.
Where he's like fast, but he like hits the deck.
but then wins motos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily saying he ends up second in points, but let's be real. Like
I think
his career Supercross almost went identical to the way AC's did his rookie year.
Yeah.
Super fast, crashed a lot.
Yep.
Got a podium.
Yep.
AC got 2 his rookie year, right? He got the one early in the
Yeah,
season.
something like that. I don't remember.
Coach, do you remember? Did AC get 2 podiums his rookie year last year in Supercross, or was it just the one?
You've got me on that one. I wouldn't be able to answer that. Just because of the inconsistencies of when we saw him, I apologize. That one I could not answer with any confidence.
We at least know that he got the one when him and Coop had that really
Yeah.
good battle. So, anyways, kind of the same way. And let's, Frenchie, we know, even though he has 2 Supercross championships, is, I would say, probably a little bit better outdoors, at least more on the consistent side.
You know what? AC got
and
at
the
least
other
2
thing-
because he podiumed the opener too, didn't he?
Yes.
Opener
When
and then the
Barsha won.
web.
Okay,
Yeah,
so he got
so
2.
he's got at least
so
2.
he got 1 less, but still 1.
Yep.
Crashed, but super fast. Maybe
Yep.
the season didn't go or didn't show how good he really was. Same thing with AC his rookie year.
Yep.
And then outdoors, AC takes him a little bit, has the rookie mistakes, and then gets it dialed at the end of the year. Why? And Frenchie and AC, basically the same speed, their 250 careers outdoors.
Yep.
Why couldn't we see Frenchie do the exact same thing?
Well, I think what Frenchie does at least have going for him in a positive direction, at least in outdoors, is being able to get a shitty start, which he's famous for.
Yeah, and
not
then
getting starts.
Go 2 seconds faster than everybody else.
Yeah, he has a little more time to play with,
Yeah.
a little more track
Yep.
to play with, and I think that will benefit him and make him be a little more relevant.
I mean,
But other than that, man, like you say, I think there's going to be some real highs and there's going to be some lows.
but
Yeah.
to the way I just I mean, why couldn't we see it be like AC though?
Oh no, I'm not arguing that point at all with him.
Not expecting to win title. And like I
No.
said, I don't even expect him to be second in the points like
No.
AC did. But why wouldn't his season? I mean, if you want to talk about two guys that are the closest, the way things have gone for them the last couple of years,
Yeah.
it's really like those two, AC and Frenchie. I mean, they've kind of had the same type of success in the way that their career, the last couple of years at least,
Yep.
have gone.
I'm gonna kick this one over to Coach on Frenchie as well. We all know that he's in a pretty good place physically. Now, is that going to translate to the 450? What do you think, Coach? Is he physically there?
Yeah, I don't think it's without a doubt he'll be up there. And not any out of disrespect, but if you reverse engineer, we've only got 12 factory bikes on the track. So for him to be top 10, I think is completely realistic. I think the bigger question would be, can he shake up the top 5 consistently? I think we're in a real quandary because we know that he can haul the mail outdoors. We have seen him kind of figure out that bike in Supercross. Well, we see those two meld together. I'm not naive. I know Motocross is completely different than Supercross, but historically, when we've looked at that factory 450 Yamaha, if it's nobody could get it to work indoors or outdoors, and this year we've seen both Plessinger and Ferrandis get it further up the finishing podium than we've seen in years. So yeah, I think he's definitely going to be a contender. I don't, at the end of the season, think he'll be there, but I think he'll be there periodically throughout the year. If he gets one of his good starts, we know he can lead from the front. I'm not saying he's not good. We saw him on the 250 slice through, but I think he's got a different playground in that 450 class where we won't see the Ferrandis being able to just walk around people. He was a grown man in a young man's sport in the 250. You could just watch his line choices. It was almost like he was racing. It was crazy. He would just pass people. You could just see it coming. You could see the setups. He's not going to have that luxury in the 450 class. He's going to have his work cut out. If he gets his traditionally good starts, which I know looking at Supercross this year, we can't say he has, but if you go back to the 250 days, yes, he was out front quite often at the beginning. So I think he'll be a player. I just don't think he'll be one of the guys to beat at the end of the season, personally.
To Coach's point, though, I do agree that if he gets, say he just rips a start, like rips the Holy, kind of like what AC did at the beginning at Crawfordsville.
Yeah.
I think it's game on. I
Yeah.
think
Oh,
that
yeah.
I think it's going to be very hard. Now, yes, once again, I completely agree with Coach. If he gets a bad start, it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough for anybody. Let's be honest.
Yep.
It doesn't matter if your name's Adam Cincerello, Zach Osborne, whoever. But if Frenchie gets a start, I think it's going to be like AC was when he got starts last year. It's going to be game on. Now, whether he burns himself out because he's pushing past his whether it be his physical limit or his mental capabilities, yeah, he's probably going to go backwards. But I think that's the one guy that if you're looking at everybody else saying, oh, shit, he just ripped the start, it's going to be a long moto. He's my guy. But I do agree. I'm not saying he's going to be second in points. I don't even think he'll be top 5 in points because he's going to have bad races.
Yeah.
But I can't see why he can't have a season like AC did, just not as far up in the points because
His lows are going to be lower than
yes,
AC's.
exactly.
Yep.
But his highs are going to be the exact same.
Yep.
I really believe that.
Yep.
So
All right. Next, dude.
Yeah. Let's go to our next guy, Aaron Plessinger. I think he's going to show his capabilities for sure. The AP that we've all wanted to see and hoped to see since his 250 title.
the preseason videos, he looks good.
Yep, looks good. Just in Supercross, though, the way he would get out front and kind of do that high top fade, I don't know if he can go the distance if he rips a start. I think that bike is capable of ripping a start. I think he's capable of ripping a start. And I think he can be out front for a little while, but I don't think he can go the distance.
I think Mud Moto is his best shot.
Yep. Me too.
But that's
Or-
about, I mean,
Or some Unadilla, some ruddy stuff. He might be all right. But
he's always been good at Crawfordsville too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
I'm 6 to 9, dude. And then like if we have
Giggity.
giggity, and then if we have like a mud moto, like okay, cool, it could
Giggity.
be better. And then like when you get to Crawfordsville at the end of the year, because he for some reason in Indiana he's just a god, then I think
It's also
you
end
can
of the
see that.
year. A lot of guys.
Yeah.
Well,
The thing is, too, though, Crawfordsville this year is the third to last round. It's not the last round.
Well,
Hangtown's the last
still.
round this year. But I get what you're saying. I think that if you're looking at all the factory guys, though, are we kind of in agreement? He's kind of the one guy that you don't really know because his Supercross season was such a jump.
yeah.
He
Could make a bunch. He could make a big jump,
He could
and we
make
could all be like, "Holy shit!"
exactly. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
he's just kind of he's gonna wow us. I think no matter what his season is, just gonna be like, oh, holy shit, Aaron Plessinger's back, kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Or, and I don't believe this, but kind of talking about with the way Coach just mentioned about Eli, or does he just go out and just finish the season because he knows he's leaving
Yeah,
the team?
I think he's
Yeah.
kind of in a similar situation that
hope-
Eli's in.
I hope that's not the case.
So-
I really, because I'm going to be honest with you, if he does that, I'm going to lose a lot of respect for him.
Maybe. I don't know. Coach, got any thoughts on AP?
Not to reiterate what was just stated, I think, if he does really well this summer, AP did really well. If he sucks this summer, he's ready to move over to Cowie and he doesn't care anymore.
Yep.
He's got zero pressure this summer. He's running the long hair, don't care look. I think he's ready to have some fun and go racing. They've obviously got the Yamaha where he likes it, which is cool. And I think, again, would we be surprised to see a couple splashes in the pan where AP's up there shaking it up? Absolutely not. He'll come off, maybe jump in a mud puddle or two. You can't help but love the guy,
Yeah, I love
But
him.
he's fearless. You got to love him. You got to love his, the running the redneck look. But just, it's a breath of fresh air, and I think he'll definitely be up there. Again, a good start, he'll get up there in the mix. If he gets a mediocre start, he'll pretty much stay where he's at. He has no reason to destroy himself all summer long. Halfway through the summer, what are we going to hear? I'm ready to get started with Supercross. It's a little frustrating for me because we hear it about halfway through Supercross. Oh, I'm going to go ahead and start moving to outdoors. And then we get halfway through outdoors and we're getting ready for Supercross again. So that's what I expect from Plessinger and even Tomac for that matter about halfway through the season if he's not deep in the points. So it'll be fun to watch for sure. It's always fun to watch.
All right.
Yeah,
Last guy on that team.
Last guy.
Last guy on the team. Thanks to Coach on the last show getting that
A
that
little
news breaking
info.
text.
Yeah, breaking news. Breaking news.
Yeah, Christian Craig. I'm sure you guys will agree with me on this one, but I definitely think he's gonna rip some hole shots. He's gonna lead some laps.
He's a top 5 dude, right, on that 450 outdoors.
That's a stretch with some of the talent coming in this season.
I mean,
Maybe mid to late season when the candle starts burning.
I don't know, man.
That's tough,
but
man.
He's like, I'm not a huge Craig homer, but he's good on that 450 outdoors.
He good, but that was on a Honda last year when he did it too.
Well, I guess that's true. Also, now we're on this.
He's always been
Yama
really
jump.
good at getting a start, leading like half of the moto, and everybody
Yeah.
being like, "Holy shit, I think Craig can win," and then just shitting the bed.
I will say though,
So-
last year, and you kind of meant to piggyback off that point about how like he's always been. Oh, if he's in a good situation, same thing with Supercross.
He always puts
rises-
himself in a good situation.
But the thing is that we've also seen how he reacts when he's going through adversity. Like he hasn't always been the best guy to come through the pack. There was a lot of times last year, and specifically at Redbud, where he was, going from 15th and he got in the top 10. He was getting pressure from Eli that one moto the whole time,
Yeah,
and he just
never broke.
never
Yeah.
broke. I will say that after seeing that, it gave me a little bit more confidence about what his 450 career could be. But man, the top 5 combat Travis, I'm gonna be real honest with you. I don't know if I agree with that.
Yeah, so here's the thing. Thinking about it now, I do agree more with Cole as we get longer in the season. Strictly, too, because he's coming off that broken leg.
So,
We got to remember that, too. He just got back on the bike last week.
Is he 5 to 10? And I don't know why I said just. Like, that's fucking hard.
Top 10 dude, but I think the longer the season goes on, I think he moves more towards that 5 spot most of the time.
What do you think, Coach?
Your guys are going to love it. I've got him in top 3 at the end of the season.
Oh, really? Oh, man. Hot take.
Yeah.
Hot take.
Yeah. I just, and we're going to talk a lot about this as we go through the top 3 overall. To me, the big thing is who's coming in fresh. Like you just said, unfortunately, Craig has been recovering from the leg injury. But I think when we look at who's coming in fresh, and I hate to see the attrition in Supercross, but it does make for a completely different stage when we go outdoors. I don't care who you are. If you've been on and off an airplane for 15, 16 consecutive weekends, one weekend off, and then a championship, you've got a lot of guys coming in tired. 3 weeks does not recharge batteries of 3 to 4 months of racing at the level these guys are. So I've got Craig up there. He rides a 450 extremely well. I haven't spoken to him. I don't even have him on my cell phone. But in regards to if that leg is healthy, like I say, he's just getting back on the bike. But I don't always think that that's a bad thing either. And he rides the 450 extremely well. I have him as actually third place at the end of the season in points.
I mean, it's true though. I mean, we sometimes don't.
We
think,
know the talent's there.
Yeah, and we
Yeah.
don't think about that sometimes. Like what Coach was saying about being fresh, because like we just we've all been around this for so long. We're just like, oh, these guys are used to it. They're used to it, and we know that that's not the case, but we just don't talk about that enough.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't. That kind of shocked me a little bit, but okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
I would say I'm not sure I'm quite on that bandwagon, but hey.
I would love to see it though. I mean, once again, let's be real. Like we always kind of see the same. Other than Zacho winning last year, we always kind of see the same guys.
Yeah.
Every year, and then Christian's in third in the points. You go, well, I definitely didn't see that shit coming. But I mean,
and if that's the case, that definitely locks him in for a full-time 450 ride.
And if
Yeah.
that not only that, but that brings a lot more to that Star Yamaha's 450 program. I mean, seriously,
Yeah.
the first you have the best season with Mookie, AP, and Frenchie, and then one of your guys that's not even your full-time 450 guy gets top 3 in points.
Yeah.
Like everybody's like,
It's a
oh,
big deal for them.
I want to go ride a Yamaha now. And as Johnny likes to say, a weed whacker.
Yes.
Yeah. and you hit the nail on the point, right on top of the head. That to me is the behind-the-scenes motivating factor that I think is going to make Craig so hard to beat, because he is looking for a 450 contract to be locked down.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, and we talked about this when we were talking about the 250 class. Craig is in a win-win-win-win situation because he can go over, he can stay at Yamaha, so then you've got essentially Tomac, Ferrandis, and Craig. They already had a 3-man team this year, so it's not unrealistic for Craig to be there. Craig could go over to Kawasaki if Anderson doesn't want to give up his Rockstar money. And if you look at, he could even end up over at Husky because you've got Wilson that's going to be leaving. Let's just say hypothetically Anderson does go to Cali, well then that leaves another high ticket item. If Anderson leaves Husky, they can afford to have Craig. So Craig is why I have him third in the points at the end of the season, because he wants to be the best man on Yamaha for an opportunity. If he can shock and show a lot of guys up, it opens him up for the Cowie deal, the Husky deal. Obviously Anderson's the linchpin in that whole musical chairs, but there's a lot of opportunity for Craig, and I think he wanted to go 450 a couple of years ago, but again, things happen, musical chairs, and here we sit. So I think he's going to be the guy that's going to have a lot of motivation behind the scenes. Obviously, just like Osborne's back, we won't know what Craig's leg looks like until we get a couple rounds in. Hate to say it, but these guys have kind of a built-in excuse. If I'm not racing well, my leg's not healed. And I like Craig. I like everything about Craig. All I'm saying is it sometimes can be a little bit easy to have that as a backup plan. So
Yep.
You have Plessinger with a backup plan, Tomac with a backup plan. Two guys that may not fight you to the end like they normally would, which is a great opportunity for the other riders.
Now, one more thing, Coach, before we go to the next team. With you having him in top 3 in the points, do you think he's going to get top 3 in the points because of consistency, or do you just think that there's days like he has a shot at getting Moto wins?
Great question. I think through consistency.
Okay. Because I was kind of wondering if you thought, okay, maybe he has a chance of getting some Moto wins late in the year, if he's just going to do, hey, I'm going to get a second, I'm going to get a fourth, I'm going to get a third, and then my worst Moto finish is like 6th.
No, I think it goes back to he knows how to manage a series. He knows how to manage a big 450.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
And so you put those two together with wanting to get a 450 ride in another team or stay at Yamaha. I think he'll play the game correctly. He'll show his value. He'll show his maturity, and I think you'll see him at third based on that factor right there, straight up consistency.
Okay.
All right.
Fair enough.
All right.
All right, who we got next?
The guy I think that's going to surprise a lot of you.
Oh, boy. Here we
But
go.
the KTM team.
Well,
Both of these guys.
are we going to – you think one of them is going to surprise or both is going to surprise? Because I would agree with one of the guys, but I don't think it's who you guys think I'm going to say.
I got both things. So we're talking about Team KTM here.
Yeah, like we
so-
just –
Well, Red Bull KTM's up
We're
now.
talking about Red Bull KTM here.
Steel frame gang.
Great.
Steel frame gang.
Oh,
We're
boy.
getting into all the steel frame teams. But
Love it. Good guys.
The first guy I'm going to start with is let's start with that second guy that I think you're talking about, and that's Marvin Musquin, correct?
Yep, you're correct.
I think he is going to have a real good shot at that thing just because of his consistency. I think we're going to start talking about these guys like Adam and Zacho and Barsha.
Would it be wild if he just won the outdoor title?
Well,
And
I mean-
that's kind of what I'm getting at, because I
am
think his
too.
consistency and Marv just being Marv is enough to get it done with the inconsistency of these other guys that they've shown. Mm-hmm. His speed might not be the balls out speed
but
to win, but
people forget, though. I mean, this man for 3 years in a row pretty much was the only guy to consistently beat Eli Tomac.
Yeah.
I mean, people forget about that, but I understand where you're coming from. But let's not get it twisted. Last season, other than the fact that it was a pandemic season, Marvin was coming off of a bad injury from the
Yeah.
year before. That was not the normal Marvin Muscani. We even saw it in Supercross. It took him a little bit to get going, but once he did, he got that win. Whether you want to say Coop gave it to him, whatever, which I'm not saying that, but
here in that win.
yeah, and people, but there, there's people like, oh, Coop, whatever, this and that, whatever.
dumb.
It's fucking
Politics
idiots.
shit.
Yeah, like don't take a 450 win of credit away from anybody. He got better as the season went on. He ended the season really strong in Utah, and like Cole just said, he knows how to win championships. He knows how to win races, and he knows how to make it through seasons.
Yep.
And the bike, his bike is dialed.
Yeah.
Like, for him,
Like he knows that thing like the back of his hand.
exactly. And once again, his environment, having Matil there,
Yeah.
somebody that's going to push you every day and not let you go, hey, you're fucking sitting on the couch, not doing enough.
No neck brace.
No neck brace guy, too. No neck brace guy.
New Marv.
Is that an extra 2 seconds a lap?
I don't know.
Ryan Hughes
Probably.
would say so.
Probably.
But what do you think? You think we sound like a bunch of idiots over here, or what?
Marv is not on my radar at all this summer.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I just when I look at it, I think his sales have been deflated a little bit. He's been bridesmaid a couple times. He just was waiting for Dungey to retire. Now Coop comes in. Now he's waiting for Coop to retire. He's going to be. I don't have any confirmation of this whatsoever. I would assume he gets pushed over to the gas from a branding standpoint. Maybe I'm wrong with that, but I just. There were a couple races this year that he got a good start, and then he just faded backwards.
Yep.
And I think when he got his Supercross win, again, it was a perfect storm. Not many people wanted to shake it up with him. It's not that they could have. I mean, Marvin was riding really well that night. I just don't see him. He seems to be very frail when we get injury in the category of injuries. Does he have the craft? Absolutely. Does he have the speed? Yes. I just don't see him having that ability to keep it together. He's got the years under his belt. I just think there's too many hungry guys that are just not going to wait to move him. Can you imagine AC and Sexton coming up on him? They're not going to wait 1 nanosecond to get around him. Nobody's afraid of Marv.
Oh, no.
People
No.
are very afraid of Cooper, but nobody's afraid of Marv, and I think it's going to bite him. He's going to move backwards very, very quickly. Now, if he gets a whole shot, gets a clean track, would we be surprised to see him get a Moto win or even an overall? No. Will it be enough to win the series? I don't believe so.
I see him fighting though for quite a while.
Yeah.
But this other guy, Cooper Webb. It's real weird to say that he's kind of a dark horse. Nobody's really expecting him to do anything.
Yeah.
But I just kind of knowing his personality and his chip on the shoulder mentality, this is the only title that he does not have.
Yeah.
And I
He's got
gotta
5 championships now.
and I gotta think that he wants to have the perfect championship mantle, I guess you could say.
Maybe. I don't know, man.
Can I say just one thing? And I it's just something I think. I think that if he was on a 350, this conversation would be completely different. I think for him on the 450, and I, I'm a Cooper Webb guy. I love him. I think that he's doing right now in Supercross. I think that he's taking that next level. He was doing what RC and Stu and RV and Dungey did for a while. I think because the way Coop is, and he was even the same way on the 250, every energy that he uses on that bike, everywhere he plants that bike, there's a purpose. Where you get a lot of guys, and we know it, some guys just hang it out and they're not thinking 2 steps ahead. They're basically, all right, I'm just pushing it through this section. If the rut's got a G out in it or the braking bumps moved, it's here, then I'll deal with it when I get there. Coop's looking ahead on the track. Everything he does on that bike, there's a reason for it. Where a lot of guys, we know that's not the case. We know that in outdoors, you have to be willing to ride over your head a little bit. And we know that Coop's not really that guy. He even in the 250s, he won the championship. Everything he did, there was a reason for it on the track. And I think that being on the 450, him not willing to push it a little bit further than some of these other guys, like an AC, like a Sexton, even like an Eli beforehand, like a Zacho. I think that where if he was on a 350, a little bit lighter bike, a little bit more manageable power, I think that this would be a different conversation. But because we're on a 450, we're outdoors.
Interesting take.
I'm with him. I don't see him doing anything. I think he's a damn honey badger in Supercross, but outdoors I don't think.
You don't see him wanting that title that bad.
I don't agree with the not doing anything. The title though, like I said, it's just really hard for me because
not doing anything means I don't see any Supercross style rides where halfway through all of a sudden he's like in 5th place, not doing anything, 40 seconds down, and then he comes back and wins by 20. Could he get a start?
Those are some exaggerated numbers there.
I'm just saying.
If Coop gets a start, I think that the conversation is going to be a little bit different on that day.
And I don't know that it's that exaggerated. If we had the same Cooper Webb in outdoors that we had in Supercross, if he's within a minute by halfway, I could see him winning. To be really honest,
you're skewed.
That's some
way.
like Ricky Carmichael shit.
No
right there.
way.
My point is that I don't remember a guy that has been that dominant in Supercross that there's that much of a discrepancy between his outdoor skills on a 450 than they are in Supercross.
I just feel like you're gonna see a surprise out of him. You're
well,
gonna
2019. Let's not forget that was his first season getting that bike dialed in outdoors.
Yeah.
In 2020, he only raced the first round. And
Yeah.
and we know that it was a back. So would it surprise me if he comes out and he's the same guy as he was? No, because of Cooper Webb. I mean, honestly, he's the most mentally strong guy in the field, in my opinion. But man, I don't know.
I don't think he's gonna be terrible, but I just don't see him. Again, he is in my mind like everything Coach has been talking about with like the guys that have rides for next year, built-in excuses. He doesn't really have a built-in excuse like that. I just don't think he gives a shit.
Do you agree, Coach, or disagree?
I think it was Trav that said it. We would all love to see the Cooper Webb from Supercross come out, pit bull, rip your head off, spit down your throat kind of guy. I just think he's cashed another very, very big championship check. He'll go out, he'll go through the motions. If you bring back the way we started our conversation tonight together, if Hurling shows up, we'll see Supercross Webb show up, and it will be the best summer we've seen outdoors.
Yep.
If Hurling doesn't show up, Webb is still the top dog because we can never lose sight of that. There's always a race within the race. You always want to be the best guy on the team, whether you're 3rd and 5th or whether you're 1 and 2. You always want to be the top guy. Well, he's got nobody to compete against. He's got no other 450 rider he needs to one up. It's not going to be hard for him to beat Marv. So, it'll be a little bit different when Plessinger gets over there because Plessinger wants it, Coop wants it. I think we'll see a better level of performance next year from KTM, which is going to make for some interesting racing. But for the summer, would we be a bit surprised if Webb got on a rampage and killed everybody? No, but we don't know which Webb's going to show up. Is it the guy that's going to go, you know what? I'm not going to use the Supercross hangover as an excuse. I want to be one of the legends, which he's already created that mindset for all of us. I know that. But when it comes to that outdoors, he wouldn't be the first guy that becomes very good at Supercross and doesn't really give two shits about outdoors. Jeremy McGrath, some of these other guys that we all know, James Stewart. Does Webb start to go that route because he can shorten his, season? I think that those guys very quickly get to a point where they make just about the same amount of money doing Supercross only. Who in their right mind would go ahead and agree to do outdoors, double the volume of racing, longer motos, hotter conditions, tracks are out in the middle of nowhere? That's where I see Webb. He's kind of like weighing his pros, cost benefit, if you will. But I would be a bit surprised to see him be in the points race at the end, and none of us would be surprised to see what he did last year do it again this year. It's kind of mediocre out there. It's cool to see Webb, but he has nothing to prove on the team, and he has nothing to prove outdoors. As he said, I don't give a shit about outdoors. I think that says a lot. Says a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like he's gonna want that title at some point. I mean, Jeremy McGrath, he was a Supercross guy, but he did win one outdoor title just to prove people wrong.
He did.
And I can see Coop kind of having that mentality. People are going to start calling him a Supercross only guy, and that's going to piss him off just enough to go for an outdoor title.
I just want him on a 350. That's it. It's never going to happen.
But I sure would like to be wrong, though, because I would like to see Webb just go on a rampage. He'd be fun to watch outdoors. I'd love to see the Webb that won for Star Yamaha racing with a cast and just race like they had stole the bike. You know what I mean? I'd love to see that Cooper come out this summer.
Yeah.
Not to be redundant, we'll see by round 3 who's showing up. If he's on fire, we know what kind of summer we have. But if I go off of last year and we look at that Supercross hangover and that kind of stuff, I don't expect to see him really that interested in shaking it up. He'll go through the motions. That'll be about it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Coach, if a motivated Supercross Cooper Webb showed up, would he be your favorite for the outdoor title?
Definitely top 3.
Okay.
Because you've got some fresh guys in there that want to validate themselves as the next big thing, and I think one guy is going to come out looking like a polished diamond at the end of the summer.
I think I know who Coach is talking
I
about.
think I know
so
who
too.
Coach is talking about, but I don't think it's this next guy on the list.
Probably not.
What team are we going to? Husky?
This is a red KTM.
Oh,
Steel, we're still in the steel frame gang here.
well, Husky's different.
Yeah, no.
See, here's the thing. I'm probably going to be the only person at this table that's going to believe this about. And just, Coach, we're talking about Justin Barsha. I don't know where you guys stand. I don't know where Coaches stands. I don't know where a lot of people stand on him.
Giant question mark for me.
But for me, I think 250 Justin Barsha shows up.
No way.
Why?
This is the same. We're going to see the same thing we've seen before.
Really?
Was Supercross different?
Yes, it was. It was exactly different. Are you kidding? Tell me how.
He did drop off like a sack of taters.
He
How do
dropped
you
off
fit-
like a sack of potatoes.
Did you just completely forget that what he did in that one heat race in Salt Lake and in the main? Like the first Salt Lake? Nah, I'm not talking about the last round.
Again, it's the same thing we've seen from Barsha.
No,
he's
it's
going to have
not.
flashes in the pan, and then he's going to be.
He got fourth in points. He got fourth in points.
That's-
He got a bunch of
you guys
top
are going
fives.
at it. I
That's
love it. I'm
great,
just gonna
but
sit
it's
back.
still dude. For most of
No,
that
it's not
series,
the- it's
he was
not-
all the talk coming in because they did that stupid A1 video, and
And
then
how
he won
good-
the first race.
so
So
his-
technically won the first 2 races if you ask the
So
gas
you
gas
think
team.
his scene was
And-
completely different? It was the exact same as the year before in Yamaha? Wasn't even close.
I mean, he didn't do as bad, but when you compare relevancy, it still is the same thing.
dude, there were 5 guys that we talked about at the end of the season. It was Cooper Webb, Ken Roxon, Eli Tomac, Chase Sexton.
How many
and it
points was he
Justin
out at
Martin.
the end of the season?
In
Enough to
fourth?
make him
And
irrelevant.
how far ahead of was in 5th in the points.
Maybe I don't.
He did have some killer rides where he came from the back.
And there were rides too. We talked about the second round in Houston when he lost the shifter and he was stuck in second. He got stacked up in the first turn. How hard did he make Eli's life a lot of the races this year when they were battling?
Yes,
Exactly. That was not the same as the year before. The year before, halfway in the season, he gave up.
I'm just saying. In my mind,
No.
relevancy was
We're having a
was
first
not
argument.
was not a whole lot different this
No,
year,
I
and
completely
I don't
disagree.
see
You
outdoors going
you
a
got
whole.
Justin spitting.
That's
I
all right,
completely
dude. I'm gonna
disagree.
get mad. Don't worry.
I completely
don't
disagree.
see outdoors going any differently than
Nope.
what it has.
Nope.
He's going to show some flashes of brilliant, and we're going to be like, Barsha's back! Yay! Gets like a couple of podiums, maybe a moto win, maybe an overall win, but then the rest of the time it's going to be 4th to 8th place, dude. And by the time
So
you get to the
that's
end,
bad?
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying he's not taking some giant step here. You're saying like 250 Barsha's coming back,
Yeah.
which makes me feel like you're insinuating he's going to take some step. He's not going to take a step, dude.
Mm-hmm.
So what's 250 Barsha on this 450 to you, Justin?
Wins in top 3 pretty much 95% of the time.
Negative. Not a fucking chance. You're
Okay.
high.
Okay.
You're high as fuck right now.
Okay. All right.
What did you do while
Nope.
I was outside peeing?
All right. Because I completely disagree with you. Do you think a Supercross season was just like it was last year? It was not even close.
I mean, he at
How
least
often
finished.
was
He at least
Barsha
finished
was
the
on
year.
screen almost more than anybody for what he was doing. Are you kidding me?
Barsha was on screen more than anybody.
I said
What?
almost more than anybody of the
Oh,
guys that
Jesus
was not.
Christ. You and I watched different Supercross seasons.
Besides Chase, talking about the guys that were not battling for top 3 in the points, it was Justin Barsha and Chase Sexton.
I will give you that. I will give you that he was definitely more relevant this year in Supercross than he has
said
been.
He just said he wasn't relevant.
You contradict yourself more than anybody I know, bro.
I will give you he's been more relevant than he has been in past Supercross seasons. But the dude. It's not.
Such a Barsha hater.
He is not gonna, which is crazy because I loved Barsha when we started doing this show. I have a shirt and a hat.
Such a Barsha hater. Man. No, I completely
I got the
disagree.
5-1 shirt and hat. What do you got?
Yeah, I don't really know. Like, I'm completely out on him. I will let Coach put his opinion in.
Like I
for
said,
me.
it won't surprise me if Coach is on the same train as you guys because I know that I'm probably the odd man out in thinking this, but I did not see the same.
Yeah,
Supercross
everyone
season
on
you
the
did.
internet right now thinks you're high as fuck.
I don't really care.
All right, Coach, go
Anyway,
ahead.
sorry, Coach. That was a little ridiculous, but that's how
Is
things
Justin
go.
on drugs, Coach?
Does Barsha have a 2-year deal at Gas Gas?
Ooh,
Yes, I think
don't
so.
think so,
I believe
yeah.
that's what the deal is.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he'll float outside top 10.
Boom. Suck it.
That's fine. Like I said,
next year when he's got a contract up, we'll see the Barsha of old where he comes in and wants to just smash everybody. Why? Contract. Every time Barsha's on a contract year, we see the Barsha we all love, and we saw it in Supercross. Is he going to come out? He starts every season with a bang, ends with a fizzle, and it's frustrating as heck as a fan because we all want to watch Barsha throw those ridiculous pancake flat tabletop upside down in your face. Look at my oil pan plug, and then he just doesn't do it anymore. Even resorting back to just smashing people in the corners back in 11th place. Like, why?
Yep.
Why? Would we love to see the Barsha come out? If he's on the first year of a 2-year deal, I don't think we'll see much on Barsha. If he gets a good start, sure, he'll play around with the boys for a little bit, but he won't be able to hold a candle to him. I would put him a much higher threat next year when it's contract year, just based off of what we know about Barsha. Love to watch him. He's a beast, but he's making too much money. He gets too complacent too easy, and it drives me nuts. So I see him floating in that 8 to 15 range when it all settles down, because we've got 12 guys here. They all, you know what? As I look at the list, maybe I'm upside down and backwards. If Plessinger cares less than Webb and Webb cares less than Barsha, then Barsha will do well. I mean, that's the only way you can really look at it. Yeah. Because we are boiling this down to 12 guys that could essentially go out and race based on sheer equipment. And if we're saying Plessinger may or may not care, we have Tomac who doesn't give two shits. Webb doesn't give a shit. Marvin's fragile. Well, we just put him in the top 5. There's a lot of moving parts on. I hate to say this because it makes our sport look so soft. It all depends on what mood these guys are in. And it's almost getting as bad as the Justin Hill days. We don't know if we're getting Guitar Jerry in the corner or if we're getting the guy that could just win every weekend if he really wanted to.
Yeah.
We don't know.
I'll tell you what, Justin. Where do you think he's going to finish in points?
I'll have to think about that more.
All right, think about it. Get back to me.
Because I really don't know.
Think about it. Get back to me at the end of the show.
And we're going to do this at the end of the show. And like we talked about with Coach on the last, we have who's going to be your top guys.
Yeah.
Injured and uninjured. As I sit here right now, and I've been thinking about this the last couple of days since I knew we were doing the show. I don't really know. I don't have a favorite for this list. I kind of have an idea of who Coach is because I listened to his thing with Cooksey, and I know where you're going to go. Not so much with you, Cole, but I don't really know because I think for the first time ever, we do not have a clear-cut favorite because of everything that we've said, what Coach has said. I know that there are people that are leaning towards, but also I could come up, and we're going to talk about them, arguments of why I don't think those certain people could be favorites.
I will agree with that.
So I don't really know. Like, I say this about Justin, but I just don't really know. We don't know because we don't know what everybody else is going to do. Like Coach has said plenty of times, where are we going to be after the third round?
Yeah.
See, here's the thing. With Barsha, if he's second or third in the points after the third round, if the guy that I think is going to show up, he could win the whole damn thing. But if the guy that you guys are saying and Coach is saying, he could go from 3rd to 7th in the points real quick.
Yep.
So it's like we don't know. All I'll say is that if the guy that I think is going to show up, and like I said, I know that I'm on the outs on this, and I like Justin. I really do. He pissed me off as an amateur because the guys I was helping, we were always around him. He was a little shithead, MTF connection. But because I've seen what he's grown up into and the way he's done things and how much success he's had, does some of the stuff he does. I don't like it. Nobody does. But I think that he could win a championship based off of his talent. But once again, we just don't ever know with him.
Yeah.
So I'll have to think about that the more we go. But I don't really know. I just think he's going to be better than everybody thinks he's going to be. But like I said, if he gets 8 to 12 or 10th, it's not going to shock me.
Yeah.
Because it's what he does sometimes.
All right. Next on the list.
Well, hang on, though. Coach made a point that got my gears turning.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
Taking the money he's making and stuff on the money side of things.
Yeah.
Coach, how big of a hit did he take going to TLD, or is he kind of on that same level as far as money goes?
Same level.
Is he?
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah,
so they did pick
level.
up that compensation for the
Yep, they
A-Stars
sure
contract.
did. And that was a lot, too, because you think about what that Alpine Star deal was worth and the drink deal and all that. Yeah. But TLD wanted that. They wanted a marquee guy. They didn't want to go in kind of like the way JGR started. Troy, he does it right or he doesn't do it at all.
Mm-hmm.
And Barsha was pretty much the best guy on the availability list, and they went after him. And again, this is the fun part, bad part, frustrating part, depending on what side of the coin you're with. musical chairs, being at the right place at the right time, because you have to go back. Who was even available when Troy wanted to convert from, to go over and go to gas and have a 450 rider?
Yep.
Pretty much Barsha was your best man available.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he didn't take much of a pay cut to go over there. There might be some agents that know more than I do, but from what I've heard, there was not anything that he really had to take a hit on the chin for.
Yeah, he's got to be right around a milli.
I think I would say that Tomac took a bigger hit than what Barsha took, for sure.
Well, wasn't his A-Stars deal like over 500K? I thought his A-Stars
I
deal
was hearing
over.
like 750 or
Oh,
something.
no, I mean, I don't know. I just know that it was
high,
at
but
least 500, over 500.
just for A-Stars.
Yeah, so I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's even less, or maybe maybe he was making more than that. But I just know that it was at least 500K. But once again, he might be more than that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I have any idea.
I didn't think that he.
I know it's a lot.
I'm sorry, the phone broke up. What's 500K? What he's making, or what he got cut?
His Alpine Stars deal.
I'd heard that it was 500K, but like I said, I don't.
I heard his Alpine Star deal. Most of the Alpine guys are at a million apiece. I think Tomac's a little bit more than that.
So yeah,
I was going to say that because that's what I thought I heard, but I didn't want to sound
a
million
apiece.
Well, like I said, I had heard 500K, but that's why I made the comment that I might be too low on that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So even at that, like
a milli apiece, and then you've got your team, and then
a milli apiece for dudes when you don't even really sell gear in the U.S. All you sell is boots.
Wow.
Yeah, or more
Well,
surfing
but think
and all that
about
shit.
this goes back. What year was it when Barsha was pretty much doing the privateer thing out of the back of his van, and he looped out on the starting gate?
18?
2018.
18? Yeah, I think it was 18.
So some of our talking pundit friends, which we will keep nameless, were running around like, "Whoa, Barsha, he's so poor. He's out of his van.
Bullshit.
He's fucking making $1 million a year." That particular year, I know for a fact he was making $1 million with Alpine Star.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to your point, the last couple of years, maybe he was only making, listen to us, only half a mil.
Only.
But yeah, so when they're like, "Oh, poor Barsha, he's having to pit out of his own van," well, he's still flying to the race, and someone's driving his van around, and he's still getting $1 million from Alpine, and he's getting, bike products that you and I can't even buy. He wasn't too much on a struggle bus, so don't feel too sorry for the guy.
Yep.
That's again where some of our talking pundits like to kind of spin the truth and create a sensationalism that just doesn't exist, and it just irritates me to no end.
Barsha's been pretty much making bank since 2009.
Yeah, I mean,
His
you got to
rookie
think
year
he
in the
was
250
just
class.
just a milli off the gear. He's getting Scott goggles, which is probably good. A rye.
I think when he went pro in 2009, I think the only other person on that team that was making more money than him was Kennard. Like he,
I mean, shit. He had his own CRF 150 commercial.
Yeah.
I want to ride. So he's been making good money ever since he was on 85s. If you really roll it back.
Yeah, and Red Bull was paying him and shit. Like he was the next big thing. So yeah, that dude's been making money for a long time.
Yeah.
A long time.
Yeah.
So don't be feeling sorry for Mr. Barsha.
Oh, I don't feel sorry for him at all. Anybody that does just doesn't know. But
that's right.
All right, next team, Cole. Because we're getting late here, so let's roll
I
it.
think this team has Coach's title pick on it. This is Kawasaki.
yeah, I think it does too.
The one guy we've kind of already touched on. We think he's just going to go through the motions.
I say we've all pretty much established. I think we're all on the same page that Tomac is going to probably mail it in.
Except Washougal.
If he gets starts, I think he'll.
No, I think Washougal. Eli, I think could honestly be mailing it in and get 7th the entire year, and we go to Washougal and he ain't getting touched. Let's be real. He has not been.
I think he could show up at a race and not get touched.
What about what's it called? What about Southwick?
No, because everybody debunked that theory when he got beat. What was it? When Zacho beat him and Marv beat him.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, everybody was like, "Oh, Eli's the Sand King, this and that," and then Marv and Zacho go out and beat him straight up.
No, you're right.
But Washougal, I mean, tell me the last time he's gotten beat at Washougal.
But when was the last time he got beat at Daytona?
Exactly.
Probably about the same.
Exactly.
Probably about the same year.
First and second, I didn't know where you were going with that, but exactly. Like, it hasn't happened in a long time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he could be shit in the bed the whole entire year. We go to Washougal, and he beats everybody by 20 seconds.
Yep.
So, I mean,
what if he just shocks us all, just comes out, dominant Tomac, fucking wins the title, takes that number 1 plate to that Yamaha.
When we go to Yamaha, when we talk about that, like, people will be like, oh, maybe the conversation is different. But I think everybody's going to go, this is going to be the same thing last year. He's going to be just average.
Yeah.
Which us sitting up here talking about average, and he's fucking still one of the fastest dudes in the world, fucking looking like tars.
Well, and something that I think would be funny. Can you imagine when Tomac has one of those races where he's just on a rail? Let's say he gets a mediocre start. Is he going to really make Plessinger and Ferrandis look bad?
Maybe.
Does he want to hurt his new employer's feelings that he just made their bike look like shit as he ran his Cowie around them like they were tied to a pole?
It's a good point.
Is
it making it look bad, or is it just selling himself more of like,
Frenchie just might
wait till I get on your bike?
Frenchie might just cross jump him though.
He doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't need to sell himself. I mean, that's the sad part. Whether you look at it, whether you like the guy or not, had Yamaha not given him that opportunity, he'd be the first guy in history that would go from top of the podium to unemployed.
Yeah.
If it had been at any other time, if Sexton hadn't gotten the sealed deal, obviously Roxon's already there. If AC didn't already have a sealed deal there, obviously Cowie didn't even leverage the first right of refusal. If Star Yamaha didn't want him, where would he go?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He would go into unemployment in Cortez and say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and tap out now.
Yep.
Like I said, I think that he could just be the same guy as last year, and then we go to Washougal, and I'd pick him both motos. Everywhere else, like I said,
not arguing that point at all.
He needs to be mediocre. But like I said, I think for whatever reason, him at Washougal, he's not going to let his pride. He's not going to let people beat him there. But as for the rest of the year, yeah, I think everybody on this phone, we all agree it's just going to be the same as last year.
Yeah. So let's talk about AC then.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Go ahead.
Coach, start us off with AC here because we know you got some good takes here.
oh boy.
Yeah, it goes back like we were saying. If he stays healthy, which is $1 million question for all of us, but I think you're looking at your 2020 outdoor national champion. I think you'll see fastest qualifier. I think you'll see very, very consistent. Almost, I would be very surprised to see him out of the top 5 every single round throughout the season. Sans a mechanical or I don't want to say an injury, but more mechanical, I think, would be the only thing that would take him out of the top 5. Because if he gets injured, unfortunately, it'll be an injury that'll finish the season for him.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think, and just so you guys know, my prediction for the 450 is a little different for your show than it was on Cooksey and the Coach, just because, we've had a couple weeks and you hear some things that are going on.
Ooh.
But I think AC knows how to manage the series. I think he's ready to manage the series. Nobody's more frustrated with his lack of consistency than himself. Maybe his dad's the only one madder than him. But I think AC has got that athletic maturity. He's got age on his side now. I think he's built that durability. I'm not into man friends, but I think with having Nick Way there, he can keep him grounded, help him keep things in perspective, which I really don't think Adam needs. When you look at AC, when he lost that championship at Vegas and Daniel Blair was able to get over and get that interview, that Nick Way had no dog in that fight. That was 100% AC character coming through, showing him swallowing his pride, giving an interview that I don't think any of us will ever forget. I still get goosebumps thinking about how incredibly authentic that was and how Daniel was able to get it. Those type of experiences for AC are what makes AC your outdoor champion this summer. Hands down.
Has anybody seen him ride?
I've seen races
I've
and
seen
videos
a
of him
couple
at like
clips.
Glen Helen and
I was just about to ask, is he in California or Florida right now?
he's in California.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah, he's in California.
Is he
He's going to be tough.
is he training at Stu's place still? Like
I think
outdoors?
Coach would be the guy that would know that question over
With
us,
Sexton?
too. I would say
No, he has been in California pretty much since Supercross got over. I haven't seen any documentation of him being here at all. He used to train at Sandbox with Roxon, and I know for a fact he has not been there. But I haven't talked to anybody that says he's in Florida. And if he was in Florida, he would be with Sexton out there at James's place.
Okay.
Everything I've seen and heard is that he's been out in California. He wanted to stay close to test tracks and everything else.
Okay. Yeah, that's the thing, because like I haven't seen him on any of the like Racer X videos or whatever.
He's been on more of Swaps videos.
Oh, has he? Okay. Yeah.
I mean, it looks
'Cause I
good.
don't watch a lot of other stuff. So.
Like I said, I agree with everything Coach is saying, but and this is how I've always been with AC.
Is this going to be like a yard sale like
It always
Loretta's
scares.
too?
It always scares me. Is he going to make it through the whole season? Now, last year, he obviously is a rookie. He got it figured out pretty early. second in the points, was closing in on Zacho. We know the speed's there, and I wouldn't surprise me to Coach's point that if he's fastest qualifier at 95% of the rounds, it just the one thing always with him is it always scares me, is he going to make it through the whole season without making that big oof?
Yeah.
That's why I'm out on him winning the title. If we're going to go off that, if we're going to go off everything else, yeah, 2021 450 outdoor champion, I can't argue with it. I mean, he checks every box, except can he make it through the whole entire season? But Coach is right. He knows how to manage stuff.
Yep.
His speed's there. His fitness is there. But also, to Coach's point, if he crashes, we know it's going to take, if it's bad, it's going to take him out for the whole season.
If he crashes, usually it's a pretty good one because he's going so damn fast.
And that's always the thing that scares me with him is can he make it through the entire season without having that moment? And we haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
I know that last year he got second in the points, so was that, but he still had moments.
Yep.
There were still moments
Dude, look at that first Loretta's race.
Yeah.
Right.
Which, by the way, good on whoever caught that on camera first before
Yeah.
the GoPro footage came out, which how the hell did I don't know how NBC didn't catch that.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's just my thing with him.
I really want to get on Coach's level and just be like, yeah, dude, hell yeah, the champion. But man, I can't fully commit to it because I'm with you to the fact of like, man, is he gonna be able to hold it together? Now, I think if he does hold it together and he does what Coach says and whatever, wins this title, I mean, then we're having completely different conversations coming into 2022. Completely different conversations. If he gets where he can hold together a full 450 season, everything changes. But for right now, it's like, yeah, I could see it, but at the same time, I could also see him lawn darting and fucking 3 rounds in and being done for the summer. So, I don't know. Cole, you got anything on it?
Go. What was that, Coach?
Pardon me, I didn't mean to interrupt you at all. No. My big thing is second year on the 450, I feel like he's got more of the settings down. That first year when you're getting on and you're shaking, it's one thing to go the rounds on a 250, but it's a different animal to work that out with the 450. Mm-hmm. And it kind of reminds me a lot of Villopoto when he started to really sync with that Cowie, even Tomac for that matter. We heard over and over again it was a new bike and Tomac was taking time to gel with it. And then he just went out and just stamped everybody last year. That's where I think that you will see AC. You've got another year under his belt. I think he's learned that he can go fast and he doesn't have to win every single lap. Notice I didn't say every race. I think he still needs to win every race just so he can do the humiliation game that he's good at. That's where he and Webb, I think, will start to really bring their swords together.
God, that'd be awesome to see those battles.
The idea here is he knows that his fast is fast enough. But I think, and I'm not making excuses for him, whenever I would go back and watch some of his, it seemed like he was like whenever he would hit the ground, a lot of it seemed like he was reacting to the bike. Like it surprised him. It wasn't like, you remember that year when Tomac came in and just bitch slapped himself to the ground and blew both of his shoulders out?
Yeah.
2015, yeah.
That wasn't like a bike issue. Just he came in super hot, et cetera, et cetera. But if I watch some of them, not all of them, but when I watch some of AC's wrecks, it always seems like he tries to counterbalance the bike because it looks like he gets surprised by it. And I feel like another year on that 450, the chassis, the mechanics, everybody knows AC a little bit better. We always see that second year where some of the rough bumps get smoothed out. AC's a little smarter, a little bit more mature, with a bike he's a little more familiar with. That's why I'm so adamant that he's going to manage it lap by lap, round by round, and that's why I think he's going to be so difficult to beat outdoors.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I can't argue it. Like
No,
I said,
I don't
it could easily go that way.
I agree with everything Coach said, but like Justin, there's going to be that one thing that I'm worried about.
And like I said, if that one thing doesn't happen, I don't think anybody can really agree. He's got to be one of the, if not the favorite. It's just, once again, like I don't know, which why I said I think this is the first year we don't have a clear-cut favorite, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But what makes it really interesting, too, is Sexton, he's good for one of those one things is going to happen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's been very stewish all Supercross season, just wadding his brains out.
Whoop speed.
And then spectacular crashes.
Mm-hmm.
And Zach Osborne's usually good for one of those what the fucks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or two what the fucks.
Yeah.
So,
all right. Well,
and something to remember, too, and this is what's going to be my theme through the top 3 tonight, AC is the freshest
Yes.
of all these guys.
Yep.
So you add on top of that, he's fresh and he's pissed because he missed out on a lot of bonus money and maybe even championship dollars, top 3, top 5 maybe. So he's going to be pissed. He's going to be fresh. That's another add to the nod of why I think he's going to be so dominant this summer.
Yep. So
I don't think anybody, even the dipshit talking pundits, can disagree with any of that. Because I mean, everybody, even if you're not an AC fan, nobody can deny everything the coach just said. Like, it's true.
Yeah.
There's nothing about it like he's inflating it. It's all true. We all seen it last year when he got it figured out. He went on that little run after he finally got over the hump and won a moto at Redbud.
Yep.
Look what he did the next couple rounds.
Yep.
I can't remember what his moto scores were, but I don't think he finished
went on a tear.
I don't think he finished worse than second in one of those motos.
No.
So, and let's be real, taking nothing away from Sexton and Craig, he should have won that last moto at Paula.
Yeah. Yeah.
He should have. He was gone pretty much in that moto.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, like I said, it's hard for me to, kind of like at Supercross, it's kind of hard for me to not expect it out of him.
Until he reaches that hump. When
Yeah.
he reaches that hump, then we're having different conversations.
Because that's the thing. He got the moto win out of there.
Yep.
Now the next thing, obviously, which is crazy because it's that big of a jump, but for somebody like AC it is, moto win, overall, championship.
Yep.
Whereas other guys, it's kind of like stringing more together. For him, it's moto win, overall, got both of them, championships the next hump to get over with.
Yep.
And then we, like you said, Travis, going in 2022, we have a completely different conversation now because now he finally got to that level.
Yep.
So,
All right. Who's our next team?
Next team, your favorite Woody Woodpecker Honda.
yeah, you 2002 Ricky Carmichael Honda looking motherfucker.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, I think everyone on the call here, including Coach, can pretty much agree that Kenny is a wild card, and none of us really think he's even going to make it through the whole summer.
Or if he even shows up this summer.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's out in California pounding out motos with everybody else at the Stopwatch Nationals, but
Well, here's the thing. You say that, and people say that, but the question is videos are really easy to manufacture.
okay, he's riding in California with everyone
he
right
went
now.
around one corner and somebody got a picture of it.
I mean,
Yeah.
I saw a picture of him throwing it upside down. That doesn't mean he's out there like, hey, man, we're going to go do an oppo, and then I'm just going to go home.
Well, he is riding because that Bob Bones kid
No, I'm not saying he's not riding.
posted because he was at Elsinore the other day when they all were there riding. He had videos of Kenny actually riding. So Kenny's actually riding. Maybe
Bob
only a
Bones
couple
coming through.
Maybe only a couple laps at a time.
Well,
but
Coach just got back from California. Maybe he still is in California.
Yeah.
Was Kenny riding, Coach? Like, did you see any sighting of him?
No, I did not see anything with him out there while we were there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of interesting. I haven't seen much footage of him riding anywhere.
Neither have I.
Nothing's been documented. Nothing's been really shown. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm really curious to see where he's at. I don't see him lasting the summer. I see him wilting like a leaf in the summer sun pretty quickly. And then it's going to be, well, I want to spend time with my son and all that goes with it. And please understand, for the listeners' sake, I'm not mocking him.
No.
Outdoors is a real man's sport. It gets really hot. It gets really long season. And I just don't see, I don't see Kenny wanting to go the distance. And similar to what we said earlier, he's got a good contract, whether he finishes outdoors or not. So there's not a lot of motivation for him to have to dig. He's just not going to do it.
I mean, the thing with me, if Kenny shows up, what I could see happening is him going on a tear for the first 2-3 rounds, and then we get to Redbud, because like I said, it sounds like Southwick is not going to be the round before Redbud now, and then it just goes to shit and everything, because that's when we're real. Because we don't, High Point sometimes is hot, but we don't know. Pennsylvania in June, it could be either way. It could be really hot and muggy, or it could be, a cool 75 degrees. But we get to Redbud, with it being at the normal time that it is this year, it's going to be hot. I mean,
Yep.
we're about to hit 90 degrees, which for Coach, being from Florida, is not hot at all. It's like a winter day. But it's going to be 90 degrees already here at the end of this week, which is the first time in a long time it's been that hot in Michigan. So we could get to Redbud, and it'd be 100 degrees out.
I'm scared to ride on Saturday. It's supposed to be so hot.
Dude, we haven't had rain, dude. It's gonna be miserable up here.
So
I know.
to my point is that if Kenny races this summer, I could see him going out and doing Ken Rocks and things a la 2016 and dominating the first 3 rounds or 2 or whatever, and then we get to Redbud and it's done.
Yeah.
It's over with. I mean, he could be in second and go to 15th.
Yep.
Like he pretty much did that last round in Supercross for no frickin' reason.
He could do the first one and then just say, "Oh man, hurt my toe and I'm out."
And which is the biggest.
That's exactly right.
It just bothers me because everybody knows whether you're a Ken Roxon fan or not. When Kenny's on it outdoors,
Oh yeah, it's cool to watch.
it's next level. But once again, I just don't see it. I mean,
Yep.
Supercross, it's got a bad taste in his mouth, but not in the way with this is motivation to go out and kill it. This is, well, I don't really care.
Well, who wouldn't want to see Roxon of RCH days? I mean, that was just poetry in motion.
Because then he'd be your favorite, in my opinion. At least in my opinion, he'd be the favorite.
Absolutely.
But we just know it's not going to happen.
But his teammate.
Yep.
See, you're gonna be a little shocked from me on this one.
Here's
now.
another one that could be good.
Chase Sexton.
Yes.
There's gonna be a what the fuck wad up though.
I mean,
He's gonna eat shit Stu style.
where is Stu's most notorious outdoor crash?
I don't know, the one at Hangtown, High Point. Was
High
pretty
Point,
good.
the step down double.
When he landed on
No,
RC?
that was Unadilla.
Oh, okay.
Step down when he
the
was
step down the crossroad.
when him and Ricky were having one of the best battles ever.
Yep.
They were
And
going
then,
back-
and then he comes back that same season. The bike locks up at Southwick. That was a pretty good one.
Oh, well, yeah. You know what's crazy thing is his bike locked up at Southwick twice in his career. It locked up in 2012 or 2013 when he was out front by
What
20
if-
seconds.
Okay, let me throw this situation out here.
I think it was a clutch.
We all talk about he's training with Stu and he's doing Stu things. What if Stu gets him to do Stu things and he goes 24-0?
Yeah, you're
Never
higher
gonna
than
I'm
that
just
fucking
saying.
guy,
No.
dude.
I'm just
you asked me what
saying.
drugs
You
I'm
just
doing.
said-
What
said
drugs
we
are
were
you
high.
doing?
That was just okay. That was just a hypothetical. First off,
Yeah,
You wasn't shutting yourself in the oven while you're
wasn't
Yeah,
super
you
wasn't
stuff in
super
your powder.
serious. Was just a hypothetical. I'm just saying we all talk about Stu getting Sexton to do Stu things. What if Stu gets Sexton to do Stu things and go 24-0?
See, the real hard thing for me is, and I spent a lot of time around Chase. I spent a lot of time around his dad, Kier, when he was, younger, because, the guys I was helping, we raced him a lot in the 85, Super Mini, Schoolboy, all B classes. Chase, I still like him. I think he's a great kid. I think his dad is amazing. I think what his dad's done for him, the guidance that he's given him. I just have had a sour taste in my mouth with Chase the last couple of years because I kind of feel like after he got that title when Faulkner went out, he started thinking, well, now people should just give, now it's my way. Like I'm the big dog. Like that issue with Nichols that happened at the end of 2020 in Supercross in Vegas or in Utah. I'm sorry. His excuses always bothered me. But I will say that because he's motivated, especially with what's going on with Kenny, Stu there. And it's crazy to think because he only has one outdoor win on a 250, and then we never saw him again because he blew himself out at WW.
Yeah.
If Chase is coming in with the same motivation, the same speed that he did at the end of Supercross, and he learns to dial it back a little bit, just a little bit, and realize something that his mentor and Stu didn't do, with instead of giving 100% all the time, I'm going to click it down to like 92%. I'm going to be, and I can't believe I'm about to say this, I honestly believe that he's the fastest guy in the class.
Sexton?
Yes.
I would agree with that.
And no disrespect to AC, no disrespect to when Tomac's feeling it, but what I saw at the end of Supercross out of Chase, even at the beginning when he was leading the round in Houston, and then he just dropped into the pocket and got pitched. I think outright speed, I think he is the fastest guy in the class. But he's got to back it down a little bit. And I think if he learns to back it down a little bit, I don't know.
I don't have anything to argue with this.
And it's crazy for
Which
me to
is
say that
weird.
because I've had such a big issue with Chase the last 2 years.
Yeah, you have.
I have. But I still like the kid. Like I said, I watched him grow up.
Yeah.
If he just needs to learn to dial back a little bit. And also the fact that he faded, I know that he was pushing his brains out that last round. The fact that he faded, though, concerns me a little bit. That'd be more of a question for Coach. But that concerned me a little about how hard he dropped anchor.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he pumped up, he wasn't controlling his breathing because we know he was on a rails and he wanted to get to the front. But let's be real, he dropped anchor hard at the end of that race.
Well, so did Kenny. Whatever. It's a Honda thing.
But I think, let's be real, that was different. I know what you're saying and it's funny, but it was different. I don't know.
All right, Coach. Give us your 411 on the Sexton deal here.
I have to agree with you 100%. I think Sexton's value and his inventory value dropped probably 50% with his comments at the end of the Supercross season. He should have never said, "Oh, the speed was too fast. I just got tired." Because I'm thinking that's why I've taken him out of my top 3 overall. Is I don't see him. Yeah, speed wise, I totally agree. Especially through those whoops. I mean, it gives you goosebumps because it's like looking at Reed and Stewart going through the whoops all over again.
Yep.
But the fact that he doesn't have the ability to sustain that for a Supercross race, and this is where I was going to go down that thread of thought where who's coming in fresh, and Sexton just laid it out there. He essentially, and no disrespect, but he got hurt. He didn't even race every single round of Supercross because he was hurt. Then he goes to the last race of the season, granted, at altitude, which I know is difficult. But he's like, yeah, I just couldn't hold the pace. I'm like, dude, if I'm racing against you, I'm going to press the pace hard and early and expose you as quickly as I can. So because of that, I have Sexton, unless AC gets hurt, I don't even have Sexton in the top 3. I think he'll have the speed, but I think, and I hate to say this, I really like Sexton as a person, but he is a little soft in between the ears.
He is.
And I think that last race of the year, if it hurt anyone's confidence, it hurt his own. Where he's like, oh, shoot, I can go that fast, but I can't hold it. But what's he going to do when that goes outdoors? What's that going to do when that goes 2 rounds with a 1 hour break? And what's that going to do all summer long? I think you're going to see Sexton be on struggle bus for sure.
Well, once again, he only has one 250 outdoor win in his entire career. And he got that one at Paula in the 450, the last round. And like we just all agreed on, he got it handed to him because of AC. And Craig was pressuring him that whole entire time. So that race could have gone either way. And to Coach's point, exposing it. Or if you're out front, Chase passes you on the outside, just like James did, and you sit back there, hey, I'm going to keep it within 3-4 seconds. I know this dude's going to crack at some point. Not maybe even if it's not mental. I know he's going to fade. You're not worried, I don't think. Like if you're AC, you're sitting there going, I already know all this about Chase. I know what he can and can't do at the end of a moto.
Yep.
I'm not going to be worried. You think, like I said, Redbud, when it's 100 degrees out, whatever, and the humidity's whatever it's going to be, I don't think those guys are going to worry about that because they know he's going to blow himself out. So maybe he's going to try to do what Stu did a lot of years where I'm going to try to get the start. I'm going to try to gap, run 2 seconds faster than everybody. And by the time we get to 25 minutes, I have such a built-up gap, it doesn't matter that I'm dropping 3 seconds a lap. And then maybe have enough left in the tank if somebody closes the gap that last lap. But once again, we've seen it with Chase. When he gets to that point and he starts getting mentally frustrated, he hits the ground.
Yep.
And to your point on mentally frustrated, I know there are a lot of times, like even on the local level here, where there's that guy that you're riding with at the track or whatever. You spot him a few seconds and you chase him down and just mentally ruin him.
Yeah.
Are these two riding and training together during the week this year?
Who's that?
AC and Sexton.
Well, the coach's point, he said, and I thought actually the opposite, so I didn't know that. I would have figured AC wouldn't be going back to Stu's, but if they're riding and training together,
AC can play the mental game right there.
And I don't, and Chase can't. That's been proven in his 250, his last 2 years in the 250 class. So he can't play the mental game. He's not good at it.
So if AC runs him down and ruins him during the week, there might be some changes.
But like I said, also, don't get it twisted from my side. I think that if Chase gets a start and he does pull a gap, it's going to be really hard to run him down.
Yeah.
Because he's going to pull at AC and he's just going to sprint his brains out. But I don't think he's going to have it at the end of the race.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, that's what scares me about him.
Yep. It's kind of a wild card team.
I know we're teasing a little bit about the heat, but let's not forget where Sexton went 1 DNF for WW Ranch. Has he learned to manage the heat? And this is another topic that we can do on a different show. But exposing yourself to the heat every day, there's this false sense of security that you think training in the heat every day is going to make you stronger in the heat. And there's a point of diminishing returns, just like anything, especially mechanically driven. Heat is an energy robber. When you train 3 hours a day in it, cross-train, ride, all that you do, and then you try to race in it on the weekend, you just prematurely fatigue the body. Has Sexton learned from that? James Stewart doesn't have the best reputation other than getting IVs from a nurse in between motos to deal with that kind of issue.
Yep.
So I don't know who Sexton works with. I don't really care. All I'm saying is, if I look at Sexton's inability to hold that pace, if I look at Sexton's mental weakness, if I look at Sexton's inability to handle the heat, and that's right, we're going to race outdoors, I'm not very hopeful right now.
I'll just say the one thing, I think that he gets a couple moto wins. I think he gets a couple overalls.
Yeah.
But to everything we've just talked about, he's another question mark to me because he could either win the whole fucking thing or he's just going to be on the ground more often than not.
Yep.
True. True.
I don't know. Like I said, would it be cool to see him win? Yeah, it'd be awesome. Because then also we get to see James back at the races again. But I can't, I don't know. I've been going back and forth with it because for a while he was my favorite. And then the more I started thinking about it, I'm like, let's be honest, he's not really been great outdoors. Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, he had that flashes last year, but also he was really bad at times last year. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. That whole team is a
question mark.
Is a question mark.
Yeah.
All right, last team. Let's get to this.
Last team, Husky, bark, bark.
Oh, stop it.
Well, we got Dean Wilson on that team. Let's just start with him.
12th.
10
12th
to
place.
12.
Yeah,
You say
10 to 13?
12th to 40th?
8 to 12. I don't know.
Yeah.
12th to 40th.
Dino's going to be, you think he battles with Zacho?
Oh, I think Joey's way better than Dino.
Really?
Oh boy,
Yeah.
hot take. Here we are back sucking Savachi off.
Bro, he pretty much was on that JGR bike, so why would it be different now that he's on a better bike?
All right, if you say so.
I don't know. Dean's another guy, I don't know. He's got enough personality off the track. He can just
You're a
kind of
dick.
do his thing and whatever, get through the season. And that's all I really have to say about Dean. Anybody want to talk about Dean other than his hot girl?
I'm out on it.
I was going to say the same thing. Coach?
He
No,
wins
I'm
in
out.
that department.
I don't have anything to say really about him.
How about his girlfriend?
Yeah, I don't want to sound like I'm a downer on Wilson. I just think that his tenure's run its course, and I don't, whether he goes over to muck off or whatnot, I think that'll be his last straw. But he's been given every chance under the sun. He's on a very, very good bike. He gets in the way during Supercross. I just don't see him being somebody that we'll see, I just don't see it. I don't know why. I love the guy. I love his dynamic. I love his personality. I love his Uncle Earl or whatever that
Yeah.
Grandpa
stick was that
Earl.
he did. Grandpa Earl was awesome. I wish he kept that kind of dynamic up. But in all seriousness, I would have to agree with you. There's only 13 factory riders, and I see him being in 15th through 20th. Will we be surprised to see him in the top 15? No, but he won't do it for more than a couple rounds, if at all.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a shame because he's a cool guy. And this is one nod I will give Husky for doing something smart, is that they're not letting him come back, and they're going to fill that with somebody else. So I don't see Dean being a factor at all. We won't be speaking much about him.
Okay.
I agree.
What about Ando?
Anderson?
Yeah.
Well, I want Coach to go first because when he was on with Cooksey, and I don't know if he's changed his mind, but it surprised me a little bit that he sounded he was confident with Anderson. Or maybe I read that video wrong. But was I correct, Coach?
I'm very confident on Anderson. I just don't have him in my top 3.
Okay.
Only because if we could get the pissed off Jason Anderson coming out telling the AMA to suck it, he doesn't care about anything, we would have a guy that'd be battling every weekend. But before I can put him into the top 3, I need the silly season to be solidified. Is he going to Cali? If he's going to Cali, it's new blood, it's a new venue, it's a new scenery. I would put a breath of fresh hope in him for next year, not so much this year, because, again, he's getting paid good money. He'll ride out the season. Again, I didn't have a good season because I know I'm leaving. I'm waiting for that shoe to drop. On the other side, if he's going to stay at Husky and he gets to retain his rock star money, and maybe he's super happy, and again, it's such a fluffy comment when everybody's happy, blah, 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 crap. Anderson being happy, racing to his ability, wouldn't be a bit surprised to see him all summer long outdoors. Whether or not we're going to see that or not is not going to be determined until the silly season shoes fall into place. And I know that's not a definitive answer, but surprised again that we'd see him up there? Absolutely not. Surprised to not see him up there? Absolutely not.
Okay.
I think he has a little bit better season this year than he had in this obviously he only rode the one round, but did win the first moto of the year last year.
In convincing fashion, too.
And we cannot take that away from him.
Nope.
If that guy shows up every round, and to Coach's point, the pissed off guy, this and that.
That's right. He's only got one moto win, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, think about it. All the other times he was leading races, and then Eli, when he actually cared, ran him down.
Yep.
Well, think about that Glen Helen race when Ando was up, 18 seconds?
Yeah.
And just bulldog beast mode, Tomac showed up.
Yep.
But they put I might be wrong on the numbers, but I'm pretty sure they were almost 50 seconds out on whoever was in third that race.
Maybe.
So if that guy shows up, it's going to be even more of an interesting summer. But once again, you don't really know. Mm-hmm. I'm not the biggest fan of Jason Anderson, but I love watching the guy ride because I think he has insane style.
Makes things
I'm a
interesting.
big fan of Anderson.
I know you are. I know
like
you are.
Anderson a lot.
And it is not that there's something that he does that I dislike. Like, really, it just, I don't know. I can't get on board with certain things
Team pride.
It's not even team pride. It just his up and down. Like, do we not know his commitment sometimes?
Yeah.
But once again, he's a smarter guy than people give him credit for. He's got other irons in the fire.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he does.
You know, with his real estate and
Yeah,
you know,
he's not hurting if he
Yeah.
quits racing.
Yeah.
All I'll say is if the guy that showed up at Loretta's won the first moto of the year shows up the entire year, this is a whole new conversation as
Yep.
well. Like this is. Oh, go ahead, Coach.
No, I totally agree. I guess what concerns me is at the end of the season when the last 2 rounds, he qualified really well, but yet couldn't close it. You know,
No.
if he was on struggle bus and yeah, exactly. And I understand, you know, he pulled out because of altitude sickness, and that's not a surprise to any of us. I guess the thing that surprises me is he didn't seem to lack speed, but then when we get into the main event, he couldn't get the start that he needed. And I don't know. To me, the same way Sexton kind of shit the bed at the end of the season and kind of talked about, I just don't have what it takes. I didn't see the Anderson. He's like, yeah, I didn't get a good start. I wasn't able to go through the crowd, blah, 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 blah. That's what concerns me when we head outdoors. And we get into that subject of who's fresh.
Yep.
Christian Craig's fresh. AC is fresh. I don't see Anderson being fresh. I mean, we already know that if he had his druthers, he wouldn't be racing outdoors anyways. He would prefer to go Supercross only.
Yep.
Yeah, if he struggles early, I think we see a faked injury and he just pulls out. But who knows? Maybe if he starts out strong, like I said, the way he did at Loretta's in the last year, if he starts out strong, maybe he keeps it rolling, you know? But I just, once again, it's crazy to think how much talent we have in this 450 class and how many titles these guys have, but yet how up and down they are, and mentally they're not the strongest guys.
Yep, absolutely.
Well,
All right, let's talk about my boy here.
boo.
Where's my boy? Let's get this one and wrap it up.
So here's the
suck
thing.
him off?
Here's the thing.
I'm curious if this is the missing guy in Coach's top 3.
Here's the
I
thing.
don't think so.
Here's what I'm very concerned about. That back injury. That bulging disc. As Coach already talked about, you don't usually have a bulging disc. So are we lying about the bulging disc? Because I've seen videos of him riding. He's been riding at club.
But he looks okay. I mean,
Yeah. So were we lying about the bulging disc? Do we have the bulging disc? If we do have a bulging disc,
style's probably a little gnarly on that back. Too.
yeah. If we have a
fucking hunched
bulging
over,
disc,
cradled.
like what's our stability here? Are we gonna get fucked up real easy? Are we gonna like case fucking Laracos in practice and we can't fucking walk, or like what are we doing here? So as much as I would love to be on the hype train here and being like, yo, the Zacho Express, we're pulling out of the station, we're going back-to-back champs here, I'm nervous. And this is where it brings into also that I don't have a clear favorite for this outdoor season because everyone's got something. So
I think he gets handled.
as
Not to
long
take anything away.
as the back's good, I think he handles everyone.
No, not even close.
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh yeah.
No.
You're fucking
I don't
stupid.
You're fucking stupid. There's
He's
no
got
way.
that number 1 play on his bike.
And guess what? Everybody last year was not motivated.
Oh God, here we go.
Everybody last year was just
No,
bad.
bro.
Everybody's not
A
motivated.
rookie almost beat him.
Everybody was still there.
No, there weren't. Not everybody was there. Cooper Webb left. Jason Anderson left. Ken Roxon wasn't there. Eli Tomac didn't give a shit. A rookie almost beat him for the championship, bro.
Again, Eli Tomac just started his being one of the guys thing last summer. It's fine, whatever, dude.
No.
Chilling with his homies.
Nope. Nope. Speed-wise, he is not. No, he's not. I'm not going to take him speed-wise over Chase Sexton or Adam Cincerello. I'm not doing it.
But again, like you said, they're going to hit the ground at some point, probably.
And Zach Osborne's not going to?
No. We're going to manage it, bro.
Hey,
We're
how's that Supercross going?
We're managing.
How'd Supercross go for him?
Supercross, completely different story.
2 years
We've been
in a
over
row,
this.
I've made you look dumb with your comments.
We have
about
been
him.
over this. I mean, last year Supercross was fucking terrible too.
Yeah.
And then boom, we get to outdoors and we're fucking killing it, bro.
And you also
We-
did have 3 less rounds as well.
Okay,
And you went
well,
back
that's
to
fine.
back.
Dude, it's
no.
fine.
Nope.
If the disc is healed, we're fine. We're gonna
Nope.
handle business. We're gonna wrap that number 1 again
Nope.
around that fucking husky Wolfgang.
He's such a homer. He talks about me, and he is such
He's
a
a
fucking
homer
homer.
over there.
Swear to God, dude, you are such a homer.
Yeah, you're
You
welcome.
going on a midnight jog with him?
Yes. I'll run in the middle of the night with Zach. Dude, we got to keep that blood thin, all right? We
I'm
want to
s-
make sure we're fucking good.
I'm sorry, even if he's healthy, he's not even top 3 at the end of the year.
Wow. That is fucking disrespectful.
I do not care.
I
I don't
agree
care.
with Justin.
I don't care.
Wow, you guys are fucking disrespectful.
I do not care. He is the one champion. I've always said
I
I,
guess
do
we've
not
seen
like.
weirder things. Tomac was not fucking really.
I've always said I
there
don't like
last year.
Zacho, but I respect his drive. I respect how he's a bulldog. His story, everybody loves it. But like I said, I've never bought into it. Yeah,
I just don't understand how you can say that. He's going to be again,
He's also going to be 32 years
if
old.
the back is healed, he's
also gonna be
fresher than almost everyone else other than AC.
Didn't he just get back on the bike a few weeks ago?
I don't know. I don't
He's
have
going
any
to be
idea.
32 years old.
Yes.
He's going to be 32 years old.
And at 31, he won the title.
Once again,
Boom.
not a normal season.
Look, bro, you want to call Chad Reed and ask him if he feels like he can still win a title? Because he'd probably tell you yes.
And when's the last time Chad Reed won a title?
Well, I mean, that's a thing too, but I'm just
Exactly.
saying.
All right, Coach, what do you think?
I think Zach Osborne's going to be the guy that'll finish second up in the series. He's got zero pressure. He's the only guy on the Husky team that's got a deal already sealed up for a couple of years. He's sat out all of Supercross, so he's fresh. And we can't forget how mature this guy is as a racer. I mean, he's been around the world. He knows how to manage the series. I know we keep saying that, but at this point, when the depth of the talent gets this thick, it's going to be the person who minimizes mistakes. I say it all the time. The person who wins the title, even the guy that wins on race day, is not the fastest guy. It's the one that can manage and minimize mistakes. I mean, again, that sounds very cliche-ish, but it's just true. And Osborne knows how to manage it. Now, $1 million question, magnitude of back injury, that's to be determined. Lord knows there's strong enough pills out there and shots and stuff that you can mask that pain. And he's got some really good drug doctors that have helped him out in the past. So I think that he'll be able to manage that pain pretty well. So that's why I've got him for second on the series. He's got zero pressure. He's fresh. He's mature. He won't push the pace. I think AC's got that. I want to win, and I'm willing to rip your head off to do it. And I don't think AC is afraid of Osborne. I don't think AC is afraid of anybody this year. He's raced against them all. You know, there's not that world of the unknown. You've never raced against Chad Reed before, so until you race him, you don't really know what to expect. AC, there's nobody, unless I'm overlooking somebody, there's no one in the 450 class that he's not going to be comfortable racing against and knows he can beat. He's beat every one of them, whether it's one lap at a time or consecutively in a moto. So to me, Osborne's going to be your second place finisher at the end of the season. You've got AC at the top, Osborne second, and Craig finishing third.
All right.
All right.
Boom. All right. Well, you boys want to do your top threes here?
What's your title?
Are we going three, or each going 3 through 1 and just giving our picks right away, or are we going around the table each one?
No, just go
Well,
through. Just give all three.
Are we? So is this our coach? Is this like our healthy list? Like, because remember we have the two lists. So like I'm wondering, is this your like unknown list, or is this just where is this?
That is the healthy list. My unhealthy list is Sexton, Tomac, and Anderson.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Wow. All right. So
All right. Well, go ahead, Justin.
So my healthy list would have to go, and it's crazy because I said what I said about him, but I'm going to have to go Cooper Webb in third because, once again, even if he's not super motivated, I still think that he knows how to manage races. He knows how to do this and do that. I think that if everybody's healthy, I think second place, God, I wanted to say Sexton, but once again, I just don't think he's got it. I'm having real trouble with the second. My first guy is AC. Mm-hmm. I think AC. I'll just go Sexton. I think it's gonna be Cooper, Sexton, and AC.
Okay. What about your unhealthy list?
Unhealthy list. Come back to me on that. I got to think about that.
All right, Cole, go with your healthy list.
My healthy list. Third place. I think I gotta go Cooper as well.
Okay.
I think he can just kind of ride around and still get that in the title. Chase. My second place guy is tough as well. Man, this is a hard one.
I think second is more unclear than first.
Yeah, the second place is hard. I would love to say Kenny, but
we just don't know.
You just don't know. I guess I'm waffling a lot here. I'm gonna go with Sexton
waffle.
as well, just based off his speed, and just hoping he can pull it together and be smart and back it down a notch. And then, you really can't bet against AC right now. I think he's my title pick right now as well, just because of going into a second year with some maturity. The way he finally got that win at Redbud and just the momentum he carried after that just started knocking him off. He's going to go back to that feeling and knowing, like, I kicked all these dudes' asses last year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's my favorite. And then as far as if, like, AC gets hurt and Sexton gets hurt, some of these guys get hurt, I guess I'll go Marv.
Well, he was the, yeah.
A Marv, a Zacho.
Yeah, Marv for first or third.
Oh, this from first to third. I'm going backwards.
So you got Marv winning the title if it's an unhealthy year.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
I'm on
All right.
drugs, maybe.
No, I'm not saying that's crazy.
But yeah, and then I think so Marv winning. I go with a Zacho in second. And then I think Eli just consistently gets fifth and sixth and ends up third, just like the Supercross season.
Okay.
I know who my unhealthy list, and I'll go third or first. I think my third place would be Frenchie, Dylan.
Okay.
Reynolds.
Yep.
My second place would be Eli Tomac.
Okay.
And my first place would be Marv.
Okay.
This is unhealthy, though.
Okay.
If everybody, because that's the thing is like, there's a lot of things that are going to have to happen, but let's be real. Like, those three guys, if everybody else is having bad days and people go out, AC goes out, Chase goes out, Zacho goes out, I mean, those guys are already going to be, top five, couple podiums.
Yeah.
But, like, it's not that hard to think. So, yeah. I mean,
All right.
There it is.
all right. You.
All right. So healthy list. I'll go title AC. I'll be boring, just like everyone else. But again, if he doesn't hit the ground, he's got more speed than anybody.
Yeah.
So okay. Second place, I'll go with Zacho. If everybody stays healthy, Zacho's second. I think he's just going to bulldog and consistently manage it all the way to the end. But again, he doesn't have the top end speed to beat AC. So if everyone stays healthy, AC will beat him straight up like that. And then third place, if everyone stays healthy and in it, I got Kenny in third. Because I think Kenny, again, if he stays healthy, if he doesn't wear himself out here, like we're talking that we think he's going to do, yeah, he's top three. He's in the talks. As far as an unhealthy list goes, I will go with. So I'll go backwards for this one. So unhealthy, I'll go with Barsha in third.
Oh, I like that.
Barsha in third. Because, okay, Barsha doesn't, get hurt. That's the thing.
No, not really.
He doesn't... he might crash, but he really doesn't get, that hurt. So,
By the way,
yeah.
I have him, I thought about it, fifth in points.
Okay. Great. We'll get back to that in a second. So, unhealthy, I got Barsha. I have Frenchie.
Which one?
Dylon.
And then for my title for unhealthy, shoot. Oh boy. I jumped ahead of myself here.
No.
I guess I'll go with Jason Anderson.
Wait, did you go first to third or third to first?
Third to first.
You just picked Jason Anderson to win a title?
Yeah,
Holy
which is weird.
shit.
What the hell is going
Mark
on?
it down.
In an unhealthy year,
Hell just froze over.
it did kind of just freeze over. That's weird. So, I'm trying not to make it boring.
Holy crap.
Like,
I wish
I
Coach
can't-
had known
I
us
can't-
before this. The fact that you just picked
I can't
Jason
argue with you
Anderson
guys.
for anything.
I can't argue with you guys over Marv either, because he's the same deal. Like, if he could rattle off a couple wins and then guys start A dropping and B AC knocks himself out of a couple rounds there, so he maintains that lead. He can maintain himself all the way through, but
Yeah.
whatever.
I just can't believe he picked Jason Anderson.
Yeah. So as far as Barsha, fifth in points.
Yeah, fifth.
So I'll go fifth or worse for $20,
I told you.
or I'll go worse than fifth for $20.
I told you I don't bet money.
Don't be a little bitch about
Yeah,
this.
he
Even
owes me
Coach,
$20 from the Ansty thing.
I do.
Yeah, I'll pay you after the first round.
So
Pretty sure he owes us money from Supercross.
I probably do. I gotta go back and listen to that first
we
show.
Need to keep track of who owes who money. But
Anyways, Coach, yeah, like I said, I wish you would have known us before this year, because the fact that Travis just picked Jason Anderson to win anything is freaking incredible.
Yeah,
'Cause this man has been
It's
shitting
weird. I
on-
don't know what I'm thinking, but
This man's
it's
been
weird.
shitting on Jason Anderson since 2018.
It's weird. I don't know what I'm thinking.
yeah, well,
It's crazy.
There we go.
I'm starving to
gotta
death.
love it, though.
I'm starving to death right now. So whatever.
I don't know.
I like all the different picks we had. Though we were
Yeah.
a little all over the board.
Yeah, the only thing is that Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I don't think anything will shock us this year, if we're being real honest.
No.
Like, if any one of the guys that we picked for wins a title or gets top 3 in points.
Is it weird that the 250 and the 450 are kind of the same, where there is no, like, clear-cut favorites
awesome.
that
I
you
love
can
it.
be like, yeah, stamp it, he's
because
got it?
Let's be real. For the last 15 years in both classes,
Yeah.
like you pretty much have known who has the best shot to win each title. Start going back to RV on 250s and Stu and Ricky on 450s.
Yep.
Up through the RV and Dungy and Canard. Like,
Well, and then what's even wilder to think about is the guys that we all just said in 450s, they were not the top 2 guys or even the top 3 guys in Supercross,
no.
which is weird to think too.
Well, I mean, a few of them didn't even finish the
Yeah,
entire Supercross season.
I don't know. It's weird. Anything else anybody wants to do?
The last thing I would have to ask, and this is for everybody, who at the end of the year has the most Moto wins?
Coach, go ahead.
Who has the most what? I'm sorry?
Moto wins.
250, 450?
No, just 450s.
450, I'm going to say AC has the most Moto wins.
Okay.
Yep.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I'm on that same page.
Cole?
I'm kind of on the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean...
Well, that was boring.
Well, I mean, if you really think about it, like, the only other person that you could say is speed-wise, but once again, he's is Chase.
Yeah.
Chase would be the only guy that I would see if everything that he doesn't fade speed-wise that could match him, but, I mean, Chase could not even win a Moto this entire summer.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad we're only 2 weeks out.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. Because at this point, anything that happens this entire season is not going to shock me.
No, not at all.
I just really want Hurlings to race the Nationals.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, just really want it. I'm going to lose my shit.
We keep saying there's no clear-cut favorite, and then all of a sudden it gets announced he's racing. We're
And
like,
we're
oh,
like,
shit,
well,
we
that
were
goes
wrong.
out the door. Fuck
Yep.
it. I don't care anymore.
So,
Goddamn KTMs.
all right.
Let's wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up. Coach, tell everyone where they can find you, because you're like a media mogul right now. Like, you are everywhere.
Coach for president.
I hear Coach on multiple podcasts every week. So tell everyone where they can find you, look you up, check out your stuff. Go
No,
for
I
it.
appreciate it, guys. Yeah, for all of our Moto fans, please check us out at CompleteRacingSolutions.com. We've got all kinds of resources over there for you. If you're into Instagram, check us out at Complete Racing Solutions. And then if you're into YouTube, it's Coach Robb with 2 B's. Coach Robb Beams, on YouTube. You can find all kinds of things on strength training, flexibility, concept videos. But and then, of course, with our Cooksey and the Coach show. So definitely appreciate the opportunity to be on with you guys. Bench racing is always cool. Not to sound rhetorical and kind of fluffy, but man, how cool is it going to be? We could have 20 different winners every single race. Every moto could be different, and we have so much talent in both of them. And I know they say it every year, it's the deepest field ever, but you literally have, the 450 class. None of us would be surprised. It could go every which way sideways, and same thing with 250. I think the 250s are going to be very interesting to watch because of what we talked about. So many guys up for, wanting that 450 deal. And with a lot of the 450 deals only being 1 year, or the second year is coming to a close next year, I think you're going to see a lot more competitive racing from start to finish because there's so much to show. There's so much to prove. So it's going to be a stellar summer. I'm looking forward to it. And we'll have to get back together at the end of the season to compare our notes, and it would be very neat. It'd be very interesting to see how close we get, if at all.
I have a feeling we're all going to be wrong on so many
Wow,
levels.
we're going to look so dumb.
So many levels.
So
It'll
dumb.
give some people something to talk about.
Yep.
By the way, I just want to say to Coach, I went back and I even said this in the group text, so these two can vouch for it. The podcast you did with Jace and Todd Waters, and I literally think out of all the Moto podcasts I've ever heard, I think that is without a doubt the greatest Moto podcast I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, I appreciate it, brother, very much. It was a lot of fun to be over there with those guys. The thing that I respected about Todd was, here's a guy that's, the Australian defending champion. He's ridden for teams, that had access to the Red Bull performance facility, and the lack of information that he was even provided, and not my opinion, but what he articulated during the show, that's what frustrated me, and it's motivated us as a company. When we got back, there's certain things that we've put into place to try to bridge that lack of knowledge. Goes back to coach accountability. we're a company that if we get to a point that we've ever ruined somebody's health and wellness at the expense of chasing performance, that we will give every dollar back. I think there's too many trainers out there, if you want to call them that are essentially burning people at the stake. Doesn't care if I burn you up, use you, abuse you, because I've got 3 other in the hopper. So hopefully that pipeline will start to dry up and people become a little bit more educated at a younger age that don't buy into the snake oil salesman approach to, I've got the magic potion, and I guess they really do if you want to get underneath the skin a little bit. But in regards to the element of health and then building performance after that, that's what we're all about. And I hope we can convey that message in every show that we do. And, if there's a listener out there that's got something that they've been frustrated with, can't seem to overcome injuries or illness or performance plateaus, you don't have to be a paying client. Email me. You can hit my assistant up, Jennifer, contact@coachrobb.com. Jennifer will partition it off by subject matter. She'll send it to me, and I promise I'll get back to you personally, because I don't want our listeners to feel like a mushroom, kept in the dark and fed a bunch of bullshit. I really want you guys to have the truth of what's going on with your bodies as you try to drop weight, get stronger, become a little bit more durable and resilient to injuries. And hey, let's enjoy riding our dirt bikes instead of being on the struggle bus all the time. So appreciate all the listeners giving us their time.
Coach's analogies are fucking gold. Everything he says, whether it be, because like I said, when, going into work or whatever, was listening, go back, went to the Whiskey Throttle show, the first time he was on with Jace, the second, whatever, listen to all of them. And his analogies are some of the greatest I've ever heard. And I can't stop laughing, because it's like nobody articulates things like that you can understand. Everybody just wants to, sound high and mighty, where Coach just simplifies it for people. Mm-hmm. And the mushroom thing, like, it's fucking gold. That's all I gotta say about that.
So I appreciate it, guys. It's a lot of fun. And like I said, if there's anything we can do to help you guys individually or collectively, just let us know, and we'll continue to keep these things going. I definitely appreciate the opportunity to be on the show tonight.
Well, hey, as always, we appreciate you coming on, man.
Awesome.
We still can't figure out why you give us as much time as you do, but we appreciate it, man.
We love it.
We love it.
No, it's my pleasure, guys. Be safe, and we'll talk soon.
Yep. Have a good night.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
Peace.
And that's Coach Robb, everyone.
Coach Robb Beams for president.
Yep.
Great guy, man. Great guy.
Yeah.
Great guy.
We're gonna work on some stuff for the future going forward with him too.
I just can't wait for the day, whatever that may be, that we actually get to sit down with him in person.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
have a conversation with him. Because like I said, for me, I don't know about you guys, but I've been lucky enough to meet a lot of the people that I idolized growing up in this industry and talk with them, whether it just be shooting the shit or whatever. But like Rob, I don't normally get excited to meet people, but like Rob is somebody that I actually want to eventually get a chance to meet.
Yeah.
And have a conversation with.
Cooksey gets a lot of heat, but I think it'd be cool to meet him too.
Oh, for
yeah.
sure. Get them in a setting.
I know. I owe Cooksey dinner still.
Sales meetings are going to get a lot better.
Wait, why do you owe Cooksey a dinner?
Because he's the one that put us in connection with Coach Robb.
Oh, yeah.
So
we owe him
at
quite a
some
bit.
point when I make it out to Vegas, I owe him dinner somewhere. Some
Take him to a
point.
nice steak restaurant.
I'll get to Vegas.
Yeah.
Let's make a trip out of it.
At
go.
some point, maybe what's it called? SEMA comes back.
Ooh.
Go out there for SEMA would be cool.
You wouldn't. Yeah, you guys wouldn't see me the entire day. I'd just be walking around aimlessly looking at shit.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I would be too. I'd be drooling all over shit.
I'd be like,
Yeah,
"What the fuck was I here for?"
All of a sudden, TLR Coding is going to have like 17 employees when I get like, yeah, I'm going to SEMA.
Yeah.
Wait,
you wanna
what?
go?
What'd you?
You got 2 more.
Yeah. So
What?
I'm going to do my hosting duties here.
I got an
wrap us up. 'cause I
I'm
want to go.
wrapping us up like a burrito. That has
really?
been another episode of the Moto Aftermath Show, number 169.
Giggity.
Giggity. And remember, sharing is caring.
And growing is showing.
So, cool. Thanks for listening, guys, or watching, however you're getting our content to you. We really do appreciate it. So,
Once again, this will not be out until it
This,
doesn't really matter.
this
I don't
comes
know why I'm
out.
saying
This
this.
comes out the week that
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Nationals start. So
Yeah, they're gonna fucking know that. So
Yeah.
why the
Yeah,
fuck
yeah,
did I
we're
listen?
saying it, but they'll
if
know
anybody
it.
makes it this far.
Yeah.
But if you are,
We love you. Thank you.
give us a thumbs up.
Hey, yo, let's do a code word right now, because it's the end of the show. What should our code word be? We'll give away a set of gloves.
HGH.
Gramageddon.
Gramageddon.
Gramageddon?
Gramageddon.
You remember
Okay.
that movie?
Bark, bark.
Okay.
You remember that movie?
Yeah, bark, bark.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gramageddon.
Code word is Gramageddon.
Boo.
First person to comment down below on the YouTube here, because you've watched this far in, you win a free set of gloves.
Oh,
I have a box full of gloves. There's all sorts of different brands, colors, whatever.
He's gonna have to
is
run
that
through the
slang
washer.
for something else?
No, I really have a box full
He
of
doesn't.
gloves.
He doesn't.
My old man calls them gloves.
He probably doesn't use gloves. Anyways,
No,
I don't think anybody this
I don't use them.
169 giggity.
Yeah.
Hey, wait a minute.
So-
Wait a minute, host. You still got to run through those sponsors one more time.
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
Get them sponsor. Get them sponsors.
Jesus.
I didn't know that was
Never
a thing at the
again.
end.
Never again.
Never again.
Terrible host.
We'll see what the people say.
Comment down below what you think.
Well, they like you more than us, so probably good things.
Maybe. So again, thank you to our sponsors on board. We're gonna wrap this thing up for real this time. So thank you to Premier Custom Trailers. But before that, let's thank TLR Coatings. They are at the top of the list. And then
I don't know why.
Maybe,
Yeah.
they haven't spent any money here.
yeah,
It's so weird.
the guys over at JT Cycle, and then the Dirt Bike Depot.
Don't
the
forget-
dirt-bikedepot.com.
Don't forget the only other one that's paid us so far.
I know which one that one is. Just let me get there. You really think I wasn't gonna go there?
I was nervous,
No.
and he just stroked
The
that check
sponsor
recently.
of Bobby Pizza. Can
Oh,
we
boy.
drop that yet?
That's not dialed completely yet.
Okay.
We're working on it.
BC.Pizza. Pizza Patrol is on board. So thank you to them as well. So be sure to like, comment, subscribe, SoundCloud,
Eat
Apple,
some- eat some
anywhere you can
pizza.
find us. And interact with us on social media. Usually Travis and I are talking shit to people or trying to interact with people. So
Do as much as I can.
cool, guys. Until next time.
Thank you. Later.